Montage of how filthy football sounds. These are taken from real football games and the announcers.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Oh, Barkley got hammered on that penetration by Fletcher Cox.
Oh, that's a big load. Diggs coming right behind him inside.
Good job getting rid of that football with that guy coming right in his face. You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
On Dak Prescott, he starts to come, and then he pulls out, and he's
got guys coming down his face
and riding Diggs backwards.
Feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throats.
Oh my God. I mean, that's unbelievable, right?
It's an amazing montage.
I mean,
a galaxy near you. This is Brothers and Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
I just can't. And that was like not the first time I saw it, and I just wasn't ready for it the second or third time. Hi, Lauren. Welcome to Brothers and Booze. I'm sorry that was your introduction, but
are you though? Are you though?
No.
So, y'all, we got numerous guests for you tonight. We are excited about that. We have a surprise because I don't think we told anybody about who is about to be here or who is here, but about to be shown. I need to shut up. But real quick, Doug, I might have this Lagunitas Fusion IPA thing that I'll be sipping on for our first part of our stream. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
real quick, what you got?
I was at the North and I picked up their Darkness Imperial Stout, and Joe had to have some of it because I couldn't drink this whole thing by myself because I wouldn't make it to the show. This is one of their best stouts that I've ever drank from them, and that's saying something because that's what they're known for.
A little early for stouts. Well, it's always stout season.
But it was already open, so I didn't want to let it wait.
Always stout season.
Yeah.
Lauren, what do you have?
It is earlier here, and so I'm starting off with water so that I don't die later when I open a larger beverage.
It's 5 o'clock there, though, right?
What was that?
It's 5 o'clock there, right?
It is. It's 6 here. But you know, the jumping out of work things and into this, it takes a second.
Okay.
So yeah,
people use this arbitrary, silly time of 5 o'clock, like they start. So that's why I asked. That's why it was 5 o'clock.
It is always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep.
Right, and that's what I was going to tell you, but you had already trumped me with the whole 6 o'clock thing. So I just, you stole my thunder. Boo.
My bad. Bad.
You stole my thunder because I don't know anything about time zones, but you know, we'll forget about that. So without further ado, y'all, we are excited to have our friend, former guest numerous times. Hell, Doug and I tried to get her to be a co-host. All that. We're gushing that she's here. Lauren, I'm going to go off screen a little bit so that we can talk about what we're here for and what our guest is here for. But Lauren, I would like for you to do the introduction if you don't mind. And I love how I put you on the spot and I didn't tell you this before.
It's gonna be great. This secret special top of the show guest is actually none other than Ariana Bradford, who is an ADHD coach, a writer, a herbalist, or maybe there's a better word that I don't know because I'm not that, among many other things, and not a co-host because she's doing all of those things and more because it's fun.
I'll be back.
Oh my gosh, am I broken? Sorry.
Hope you're good.
Great. So she's many things. Can't pin us down. And she's also running a summit. So we're going to have her share some more about that.
I'm sorry if it looks like I was laughing backstage because I was. that That might be my favorite introduction ever. And you're like, she's a this and a this and I think she might also be this thing.
And
like,
probably more things.
and for all you know, one of those things 6 months from now, I'll be like, I'm not into that anymore. I don't, it's just, like you said, you can't pin us down. But hi.
We change our minds sometimes.
We do. It's fine. By the way, don't feel bad. I am also drinking water. It is 7 p.m. where I am. I am an hour ahead of you.
Okay.
But I am also 80 years old on the inside, and I will be going to bed after we finish this. So
Excellent.
I don't plan on drinking any alcohol before bed because I like sleep. So hey, we're in this together. We're in the water game together.
Also great. Stay hydrated, folks. Also important.
Hashtag stay hydrated. Why not?
It's true. So everyone take a sip. I was like, I will as well. So welcome. Is there Ariana, is there anything that I've forgotten in your intro that you'd like to tell us? All the other things that you're doing before we dive in?
Not really, actually. I mean, those are kind of my major things. The ADHD coach thing is true. I've been a writer longer than I've been doing that. So, I mean, but that's also who I am. The herbalist thing is also correct. Only other thing I could think to maybe add is that I'm also a mom. I have 2 kids and also 2 dogs who may or may not at some point come bother me on the the moving pictures, the screen, because they're feeling awful clingy, but they may not. So you guys may get to see dogs, you may not. I don't know. I also live in Costa Rica where the spiders are about the size of dogs, so you may get a chance to see one of those. Who knows?
No, thank you. But less control over that.
No. Okay.
Not my favorite. That's like the instant palm sweats.
Oh, you kind so picky.
But it's fine. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's gonna be great. Nature is great. So not to dilly-dally, I do, since we've got you here and with your busy schedule of all of the people and all of the things, kind of in that vein, you are running a summit.
I'm running a summit, and you are in it, and you are speaking, and you are speaking about probably my favorite concept. And
we'll get to that.
Well, I'm wondering if I should just do what Greg did and just go ahead and like put you on the spot and make you talk about what it is.
But we have to have you talk about what the whole thing is too, for context for the folks in the picture watching.
All right. Yes.
Briefly. So the summit is next Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
We've got it.
Hey, it's on. Yes.
Next Thursday and Friday. It's called Chase the Chaos. Tell us who it's for. Why'd you make it?
So it is for neurodivergent, multi-passionate women. But of course, if you're a dude that's cool with listening to things about women, you are also welcome. But I made it, and this is where we're going to kind of fill out the whole brief thing. I'll try. I made it because one of our speakers, where is she in this picture? Mandy M, she's the bottom left, is a good friend of mine who I met on Instagram. If you are not following her, you should be. Her name on there is Healing for Hot Messes. And there's just always been something about her, and she would use this term herself, so I'm not being a dick. Her feral wood goblin attitude has always really spoken to me, and partially because she just has this way of looking at the things that are expected of us and being like, okay, but why? Like, why do I have to do it that way? I will do it my own way. And she and I were having a conversation one day because I was interested in yet another project, and I was already working on like 2 projects. And I was like, oh, I just need to control that shiny object syndrome. And what I got in response, because we generally tend to talk by Instagram voice notes, and the number of voice notes that came up next was alarming, but it was one of the best conversations we ever had, because she basically was like, shiny object syndrome, and she's going to be giving this talk at the summit as well, but she talked about how shiny object syndrome is kind of bullshit. It's something that we are fed or told by people whose brains don't work like ours to make us feel like there's something wrong with our brains not working like theirs. And she was like, if you feel more alive when you're doing more projects, there is nothing wrong with doing more projects. If you feel more alive by focusing on multiple different things at one time, you should be able to do that without feeling ashamed. And that was so freeing to think about. And I was like, she's right. And ever since then, I have found that I have just kind of been snowballing into this big ball of like, if I want to do something, I'm going to try it, or I'm at least going to look into it just to see if I'm interested in it. And I'm going to kind of follow my bodily cues more if I'm tired, or if I'm interested, but then not interested. And if I change my mind, it's okay to change my mind. And the more I started to think about these things, the more I was like, man, we really need a central place for people to hear things like this. Because we do have, right? I'm not going to pretend that I'm doing something exciting or I shouldn't say exciting, but different by doing an ADHD conference. There's tons of ADHD conferences. There's tons of conferences for women. I'm sure there's an ADHD conference for women out there. I don't know, and I'm not going to mention them because this is about my thing. So me right now. But me. But my point being that I wanted to start one that had an attitude that was more conducive, that was the kind of attitude I wish I'd had as an ADHD woman before I had to go through all of these different conversations with friends to get to the point where I'm more comfortable with who I am. So I put that together and I was like, hey, everybody, I'm making this thing. I'm going to do it year after year after year, and eventually I want it to be an in-person thing and everything, but who wants to take bets on this little adventure of mine? And Lauren was one of those people, and you could either be like, she's awesome, or what a fool, but I say thank you for doing so. And yeah, she's been probably one of the most vocal proponents of it, which I want to say right now I very much appreciate. Yeah. So, and now that I have explained why I'm doing it, I will explain where and when. And then, Lauren, I want you to give them a little bit of an idea of what you're talking about.
Okay.
Because I know it's an amazing conversation. You don't have to have the whole thing. Don't do
It's
it.
true. It's a teaser. It would be a teaser trailer.
What's with the tease? Please don't do that to the summit. I feel like that alone is going to make people just be
That's fair. I do a lot of hand gestures though, and I can't control that.
That's fair. Just maybe not the I put a spell on you thing.
Okay, that's fair.
But, so it starts next Thursday. We are kicking off depending on where you're at. I'm just going by EST, but it's at 10 EST and it goes till 3 EST, so that's going to be like 7 to 1, with 50-minite talks, 45 to 50 minutes, and then 10 minutes for bio breaks and brain breaks because we're talking to neurodivergent people, and questions and all that good stuff. And yeah, everybody who comes is going to get a recording, so don't feel like you have to be there the whole time and you can't take breaks and you can't miss anything. And, oh, what happens if my power goes out? Then I'm screwed. No, we'll be sending everybody a video. So you will get a chance to see everything. And it's completely online. So pants are optional. Am I wearing pants? Who knows? That's the beauty of things being virtual, right? Right.
So much flexibility.
I don't know if mentioning flexibility in the same sentence is not wearing pants.
It's fine. It's nighttime on a Friday. It's fine.
Why not? Hey. So, Lauren, tell them, what are you talking about?
So, in the idea of chase the chaos and not necessarily being on a regular, oh, look, it's me, a typical path, I'm speaking on a topic that I'm basically sharing a story of an experience that I had and something that worked for me. Not to say it's the answer, but I do many things professionally, personally, all at the same time. Also like shiny objects kind of. The thing about that speaks to me is I love curiosity. I'm a very curious person. Like, I don't necessarily love learning, but I'm very curious about stuff. So like, if I am interested, I like have a lot of questions and I want to understand. And then when I feel like I've understood enough, I'm like, cool, bye. Like that path done. New interest.
I'm good. Yep, no more. Thank you.
Yeah, like I might be interested for a while, but then like I don't have to become a professional master the curriculum of something. Like I don't need to go there.
No.
So the curiosity thing is very real to me, where it's just like how I ended up being a co-host here and doing the 40 for 40 race. And I have like 3 professional versions of myself individually. I also have a business with 2 other women. I also contract for doing DEI stuff. I do a lot of things. And most people are like, you're doing the most.
Or too much, which is another.
Too much. Oftentimes the too much.
Too much.
And it's hard because like what Ariana was saying was it can be sometimes too much, but oftentimes you're like, no, I like thrive in this.
Yes, this is fun. Yes.
However, about a year and a half ago, I got to a place where I was like feeling very scattered and all over the place because I have so many interests. And I was just responding to everybody else and feeling very scattered and was trying to figure out how to focus at least a little bit. And I was talking to some friends, some playful friends of mine, and I was talking about feeling like a kid in a candy store or a kid with no rules, like having lots of fun, but a little chaotic because no one's keeping tabs on me. Like I don't have a 9 to 5. Kids have school and recess, but I don't have like the job or school or whatever. And then one of my friends went, well, what if you had like, what if it was like the school of your dreams? I was like, ooh, what does that mean? I understand school. So that was a spark that sparked my curiosity. And I ended up making a imaginary for myself, by myself school program in order to organize my time in a way that I understood. And I committed to, I had like courses and I had like a timed schedule, and I committed to it for several weeks and it worked. And so I'm going to be talking about that whole experience.
It's one of the most brilliant ideas ever. I always tell this story, and Lauren's probably tired of hearing it, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I was reading through the applications, I got to Lauren's, and my husband and I share a room. He like works right on this side of me. And as I'm reading her application and what she was going to talk about, I actually yelled out, "Yes!" so loud that I scared my husband. I was like, no, that was a good yell. I'm happy, you know. So I have to this day, I'm so excited for this speech. Like I think, and I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna get a little mushy here, and Lauren's gonna probably like sink into the floor. But let's do that because can't leave. No. But basically, I was just gonna say, like, it is, to me, one of the conversations. All these conversations are great and they're all important and they all need to be had. But I feel like this one is special because it understands its audience. It understands the brains that are going to be there, because the brains that are going to be there need to hear it's okay to not only have so many interests, but to also figure out how to fit them into your day in a totally and completely different way. Take these things, these ideas, these concepts that a lot of us have learned growing up that didn't work, and figure out how to make them work. And that's just brilliant. It's brilliant. Lauren is brilliant, everybody, is what I'm saying. Just stop it. No, but it is. No, but she really is. It's so smart. And it is something that, you know, working with ADHDers, it's one of the things that I think I love about us the most is that I have had clients who I'll be like, hey, okay, so here's this list of action items. Go do them and let me know what you think. And they'll come back and be like, so that rule you gave me, I did it, but I didn't do it exactly the way you expected it, but I figured out this way that works. And I'm like, that's exactly what you were supposed to do. I was just giving you guidelines, man. Like, you don't have to follow that exactly. So I just love seeing that in action. And I think that is going to speak to so many people who are there, who are probably like, yeah, man, I don't want to feel bad about these things that I'm doing. I just want to know how to fit them in and how to make it work in a way where I feel good about it. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And we're going to have people, talking about a lot of stuff that I think is going to be very important and from all walks of life, from reconnecting with yourself after divorce to how to use play to reconnect with yourself, to, Mandy's great talking about on why shiny object syndrome is bullshit. We're going to be having a lot of great conversations about these very important things. And so, yeah, we would love if you guys came and hung with us, or yeah, I mean, come listen to us. I'm not doing the talking, but I'll be emceeing, which honestly, if you guys have been listening to me ramble this whole time, you're probably like, think, because my whole speech would be like, that reminds me of a story, and that reminds me of a story. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, and now we're an hour over time. So just glad.
If you get to MC, you get to like improv it, right?
If what?
Oh, as MC, you just get to kind of like improv it and see what happens.
Exactly. I just have to, I'm Steve Harvey, and this is shows my follow. My mustache is lacking. I just shift my anxiety into hyper focus. Is it healthy? Probably no. But it does it make you feel good at the end? Also probably no. But if I could make a suggestion for that, maybe that could be due to the way that your anxiety is connected to how you look at focus. If you think of focus as a way to calm down, then yeah, that's actually probably why you feel anxious and you're like, I need to focus, so I'm going to hyper focus. These things are my safe space, and there's nothing wrong with having a safe space. You just gotta put a timer on it. Not that he asked for my opinion, but we're here.
No, it's like focus is good to a degree. Like, don't disappear into the focused black hole forever, but it's good for periods of time.
It is. And by the way, just to mention, tickets are still on sale. They are not on sale for much longer, but because we are talking to people with ADHD and neurodivergence, we're used to people just doing things last minute, but you don't want to wait much longer. We're probably talking no later than Tuesday. And then tickets are going to be donezo. So
I was like, that is the 9th.
Can we ask what the prices are?
Yeah, so tickets are $400, but if you use Lauren's got a code she can probably give out that will take $100 off, and that will help to lower that since we're at the last minute portion. So yeah, $300 to $400 depending on how you decide to buy. So I would suggest asking Lauren for her code.
Find me.
So bother Lauren. It's a good idea.
I love talking to people. Bother me.
Yeah, why not? It gives her more friends. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all. Are there any other things that you could think that we might want to cover?
What didn't we cover because we got too excited?
I mean, I don't know.
Doug, that's to you. Doug, what did we forget? What didn't get explained?
So now the neurotypical is allowed to speak. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Like, what's the detail that we've forgotten?
No,
sit down and shut up, Doug. No.
Yeah, no. Listen, since I keep learning more about neurodivergence, because I have multiple neurodivergent folks in my house, including my wife, learning to communicate and knowing when to be quiet and listen is super duper important, and that's why I was trying to just play back there. Well, we talked about what it's about. We talked about what Lauren's discussing, and then we talked about that the tickets are available, and then the ticket prices. So, I think this is a pretty great thing. So, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to attend it. I want to, but timing might be bad on that for me. But
that's okay. We'll have like a little moment in there where we're going to name all of the people we would like to shame for not showing up. So your name will be
do it for me. I'm there.
And don't forget, if you buy a ticket, you get a recording. So even if you can't make it,
you
Oh.
will
You can still get it.
And actually, we also say that you're not able to make it this time, but you would like to make it next year, and you would like to kind of be a part of a community of people who are a lot like this. We have a growing Facebook community called the Chase the Chaos community, and why is my head suddenly so big? God,
Center.
I'm giant. And I don't know if I'm able to drop the link, but I can leave it with Greg and Doug, and they can make sure that they drop it. You guys are welcome to join. We're still growing, but we're growing fairly quickly, actually. And this will be something that we are going to be doing next year and the year after. And as we grow, hopefully this will also become something that'll be in person. I mean, I live in Costa Rica, an amazing place for retreats. So hopefully, we'll also be able to actually see each other in person. So help us grow. Come be here. Listen to us talk. I mean,
and also talk with us.
Yeah, not quite like this where you're kind of having to listen to us talk aimlessly. Like there's an aim here, but listen to the brilliant advice of people like Lauren, the awesome support that you're going to get there. It's going to be so worth it, guys. And Doug and Greg and Lauren can all attest to the fact that I don't blow smoke. If I don't believe in something, I don't say anything. So I mean, this is 100%. It's going to be worth it.
One other thing that I want to say is I feel like a lot of folks don't always act on the things that they want to do or try. And Ariana being able to just be like, I want to do a thing and make this summit and start a community. One is just awesome and amazing to create space for others. Like that is a thing that not everybody does. And y'all are important people who do that. And also, if anybody does want to join, whether it's the summit and or the community, not in like a salesy, like get in now, but kind of just because this is the inaugural one, if you will. And so it's like, it's a little intimate because you get access, like you're going to get to know everybody before you're going to have access to people like in this smaller space before we become bigger, which is
we're like, we don't have time to answer messages. We're just so busy. Busy.
I mean, we are so busy, but that's our own doing.
But my point being, like right now, Lord, that is a very good point. Right now, people are talking with the speakers and the speakers are chatting back and forth. And it's like a very like close-knit group right now. And this is a perfect time to come in and get a chance to chat and everything before, people start showing up who like use their sock puppet accounts to try to sell, I don't know, car wax. What do people try to sell on Facebook these days? I don't know.
Too many things. Apparently.
Meta.
This is on Meta.
That's what
I'm sorry. My bad. Yes.
No. I'm saying that Facebook is trying to sell Meta on.
Oh, also true. Also true.
It's
very meta advertising.
It's very meta that we're talking about Meta. Selling Meta. I'm very confused.
It is confusing. But yes, join us.
Come. We would love to have you. And this is I think very important. Even if you're not neurodivergent, tell the neurodivergent people to get this happening for them, because I think that this is all going to be important stuff that I very much wish I had told to me. And it's going to mean a lot for them, for sure. Ta-da! He's back! What's up, man?
Look at that. Right on the
about you.
Right on the ta-da. I did it on I did it right. I did good.
They practiced.
I did good.
He did this on purpose.
I did good. All right. Well, yeah, if y'all got everything out, Ariana, we want to thank you for making an appearance. We got to get you on.
I would love, trust me, I have told you before, I am happy. The only reason I wanted to say this to the outside world, and I know you guys got to kick me out, but I just wanted to say to the outside world, the only reason why I did not become a co-host here is because I'm constantly fucking busy. And I didn't want them to be like, hey, Ariana, can you come? And I'm like, I can't. So I just didn't ever want to leave these guys in the lurch. But if you guys ever want to have me and I can do it, I will be here. Like, just ask. So.
Doug, send that link. Why haven't you sent it already?
people. Each and every one of these people I love.
Why am I the link sender? When did that happen?
So if I never show up again, we can all just blame Doug. It's just Doug.
I got a valid answer for that. First of all, Doug, you know here we blame white folks before we blame black folks here. So let's start there. But number two, though, you are the one that brought this lovely personality and person to us, Doug. So it's your responsibility.
So he's responsible for me.
Right.
My handler, Doug.
Y'all know who works with me. I love to push responsibility on everybody else, so it's all good.
I seriously love each and every one of these people. Thank you so much for having me, guys. It means a lot. And if you need anything from me, let me know.
Thank you for coming here, but also thank you for being you. And we're just proud of everything that you do and the light that you shine on everybody. And I just can't get enough of you, Ariana. I love you. It's great. We love you. You are a friend of the show, and I can't give you I can give you more flowers than Miley Cyrus gives herself. So we're cool. Ariana, we wish you the best of luck. Y'all need to hit, at the very least, y'all hit that group. It's down there, it costs nothing. And you can be informed on everything that's going on. If y'all need to, if y'all need any of these links, hit Doug and I up, hit Lauren up. If y'all want to go, you need to hit Lauren up for the code. And Ariana, I put her, this is her Twitter, I call it, because 70% of people still call it Twitter, not X. So let's just keep that going.
Also, my name on Instagram, where I'm actually more active right now, because I'm going to be honest, I hate Elon Musk. So I'm kind of being.
Don't we all?
Right. I was going to say, it's a good club.
I'm being really fucking petty right now and refusing to use Twitter. So
okay.
You can find me on Instagram under that exact same name, though. So.
Oh, okay. So that works for Instagram. Perfect. All right. Because you used to be prolific on Elon's thing.
I was on Twitter a lot, and then Elon fucked it all up for me. So
everybody else, yeah, we're feeling that.
Exactly.
Look how silly we are, y'all. You're so silly. All right, Ariana. We love you. And Doug's gonna hit you up with that link for sure. And
already sent it.
Myself on there.
Doug, you are.
Thanks for extending your bedtime.
Take care.
Yep.
Yeah, sleep well.
Yes, y'all. Yes, and that is Chase the Chaos. Yes. Let's get this in here one last time while Ariana leaves us. But Chase the Chaos, y'all. It's the ultimate digital summit for neurodivergent women. It's September 21st and 22nd. Our own Lauren Yee is in here working it. We are loving it. Here's her thing. Here's her panel. So it's going to be fun, great, inspirational. As y'all see, it's going to be, there's going to be laughter, but I feel there's going to be a lot of seriousness involved. So yeah, y'all.
Why not both? Both. We want all the things at once.
Why not both?
Yeah. I'm not going to slander it and say it's a lot like Brothers and Booze, where we do serious and fun, because Brothers and Booze is way too silly for this mess.
It's a different mixture.
Yeah, and we're way not organized at all. So, but yeah.
We're organized chaos.
Yes.
Nobody liked that joke. God damn it!
I'm a magician.
Well, you should have read in the Tada. That's why you said that.
Oh, yeah.
Translation, is that like the magician, or is that like the assistant, though? Ta-da! Assistant.
Ta-da!
Producer, producer vibe.
So just like in Brothers and Booze, what's the word, Doug? In our wheelhouse, how about that? Okay. We are going to transition to another subject really fast. That was great, but it's time to move on to the one charity event, or the only charity event that we currently anchor and do ourselves. We might have something cooking for another charity event, y'all. We'll get to that in a little thing. We might have a couple ones going on. We got some ideas. If Doug and I can get our mess together, we'll probably have a couple more. But Doug and I we're time challenged like everybody else. But anyway, we're not time challenged with, talking about the 40 for 40 race that we had last Sunday. We had a really, really good time. I hope if y'all missed it, it's on all of my YouTube channels. And you can Google 40 for 40 race and find our YouTube page. So without further ado, y'all know, without talking 40 for 40, we absolutely have to have our friend Berto in here.
The founder.
And yes, the founder, the propagator. I don't know. I just wanted to, I like big words, Doug, and I don't know how to fucking use them. So y'all just have to work through that for me.
He is the Elon Musk of 40 for 40.
Stop it.
Except
so what you're saying, Doug, is I didn't actually do anything. I just
right. Right.
I,
you say you're a genius, and we all work under you like minions.
No, it really is. So, like that whole Tesla thing goes around every once in a while. They're like, these are the two guys who really invented Tesla. I'm like, that's you guys. They're like, these two guys who really made it happen. And I just took all the credit, is what it is, because I'm the Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
You're ridiculous. That isn't how it works at all.
That's where the Elon Musk thing ends really, really fast. So
I also am going to build a submarine to save those people in the cave, and
yeah.
And everything is called X. It's now called the 40 for 40 X.
Oh, no.
Absolutely.
The X race.
Okay. So anyway, before we get to that, Doug, I want to thank you for this real quick, because we're going to get to our guests, because I think one of them could be time challenged. So we want to make sure that we respect that. But so we got the Crimson aged red ale, Doug. Really nice. Thank you. Really nice. Of course, this is from New Holland, one of our favorite breweries in the world, probably, Doug, right? I mean, we love it. Yeah, we do. So thanks, Berto. We want to bring on a couple of our runners. Berto, I know that one of our runners, we need to get her to sleep. Okay. Yes. So we're going to bring them on, and then you can give a recap of, what happened. I have some of the videos here. If y'all would like to run them, y'all just need to tell me over in the private chat. And I can load them up if we want to show some runs. But without further ado, we're going to bring on Cal Anders, who is a 2-time 40 for 40 race runner. And both times were interesting and fun, but this year Cal brought a little bit extra, or Cal was going with someone. And it wasn't just Cal who ran. What's up, Cal? How you doing?
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us. That's awesome. And then we're going to bring on JHG too. Y'all are very familiar with him. With a BIB, he's a 2-time 40 for 40 runner himself, but we're going to bring JHG on. JHG understands the stream, not that Cal doesn't, but he understands that we may be here for 4 hours. So, JHG, if you don't mind, we'll get to Cal and Umberto first, and then we'll join you in. And, yeah. You know how this rolls, and
I know how it goes.
You bracket out 5 hours of time before you even come on here. So and then that's the safe way to go. But so Berto. Yeah, Berto, I don't know if you want to give a quick history, and then if you want to jump in and talk, or jump in and, talk to Cal a little bit, and you can take over the stage here a little bit, my friend.
All right. Well, yeah, again, the 40 for 40 race for the was conceived as a charity event, because I like doing weird running things, and also in honor of my mom, who is no longer with us. We've done the first 2 events on her birthday. And the idea was to basically have this event and have people choose their own charities. So it's not like we chose one thing that everybody's running for. All the participants get to choose a charity that they want to run for. And the people who donate also get to choose a runner who they think is going to place in the top 3. And if they're right, they get put into a pool to get money for their charity. So we had the race last Sunday, September 10th. And Cal was one of our runners. Cal, this is the second time that you've run. And so I know Cal, I guess it's probably through my work with Gish, which was another charity event. And then I got to know a bunch of people on Twitter through that, including the charity that Kel does a lot of work for, called Random Acts, which is run by the wonderful Rachel Miner. star of screen and I imagine stage. Most people seem to get their start there. So, but Random Acts is a wonderful charity that Kel can talk a little bit more about. Yeah, I mean, that's basically gets us up to today. You know, last year Kel ran through a meadow with a dog and like disappeared for half the time, which was amazing. And Kel, why don't you tell us what happened this year?
Yeah, so I'm still recovering from this year's race. My few seconds of endurance. So I am 8 months pregnant right now, experiencing a lot of heartburn at this very moment, some contractions, all the joys of end of pregnancy. And so when I was reached out to by Berto to join the race for this year, I was like, well, that could be interesting. Maybe we could do something like a waddle or something. It ended up being really a fantastic experience. I didn't know that I was going to be able to be as physically capable as I ended up being. I think some of the adrenaline and excitement of the event kind of spurred me on. But I have been paying for it. So that's been true. Extra naps have been happening. I've had 2 yoga classes that I'm trying to work out all of the repercussions from the run, but it was lots of fun. I watched back the video. My choir was there. I sing with a local choir for Unitarian Universalists, and we were in between services at the church for my run. So I had as many as I could get cajoled outside along the sidewalk, and they sang to me. And every time I watch the clip back, I start crying again. So all the pregnancy hormones just come flooding back. And I'm a surrogate, so this baby's not related to me, but the parents were cheering on as well. They weren't able to be there, but they were very, very supportive of the endeavor and very proud that me and their baby could be part of the event.
Well,
there we go. Now you're going to make me cry.
That's the goal. That's why we bring people on. Is
either you laugh or you cry. That's our goal. One of the
That's right.
So while we're going through the sort of the preamble here of your run, do you want to tell us a little bit about Random Acts?
Yeah, Random Acts is a fantastic global charity. So it was founded here in the U.S. Actually, Misha Collins is the actor celebrity who was inspired to create the charity in 2010. And then Rachel Miner, as you mentioned, is our executive director. We are a staff of, I think we're about 150 different volunteers worldwide. My parents brought signs that they made.
The signs are the best.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
What was the sign? It was your time should be cut in half.
Well, cut my time in half. Yeah. All time.
Because you're running with 2.
And if you saw the end of the broadcast, we did cut your time in half.
You did.
We did.
I still came in dead last, which is fine. It's completely appropriate, but
it's about the journey, right?
That's right. It's about the journey. So Random Acts is really cool in that anyone on the planet can, there's my mom with her sign. Oh my goodness. Anyone on the planet can go onto our website and let us know what kind of random act of kindness they'd like to do in their community. And if approved for that little micro grant, we will send up to $500 to anyone on the planet who wants to do something kind. So we like to support and encourage and amplify acts of kindness. It can be for the environment, it can be for humans, it can be for animals, whatever you have going on in your community. We want to hear about it and support it. So I've been working with the charity for almost 3 years now. Because of the tie-in with Misha Collins and Rachel Miner, who were both actors and met on the set of Supernatural. We go to a lot of conventions for Supernatural. I've been at those at the table. I was there pregnant this year, standing around and offering belly rubs in exchange for kind acts and donations for the charity. So it's lots of fun. It's a great community. and I love to support wherever we can, right? So we're a completely volunteer organization. All of the staff are volunteers. We don't have any paid staff all the way up to and including Rachel Miner as our executive director. So we do what we can, and everything that we take in, we try to put right back out into kindness in the world. So it's a great thing. I really enjoy it because it is so diverse in the different things that you can do. It's not like this one specific cause that is really very narrow, but can be whatever is kind to you. It could be appreciation based or needs based or whatever that means for you. Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. That's very cool. I went to my first Supernatural convention this year. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that. All right. Where were you at?
We were in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, close to home. And it was just me and Charlie. We just kind of went and crashed and sat at the hotel bar and said hi to people, and it was fun. It was a good time. I'd never been there. I've never been to one. I've never seen the stuff. And then I caught a little bit of the Loudon Swain show that night.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's a great kind of chaos. It really is. It's lots of fun. The energy is fantastic. All kinds of costumes and all kinds of great stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. And without further ado, I just want to make sure I wanted to get in here real quick and acknowledge what we're about to see.
Hey.
Speaking of costumes,
that's great.
I brought back the sideline outfit from the live stream because I felt like it only had a short-lived moment, so I brought it back.
Daniel says you're great.
Exactly. Thank you, Daniel. Tony the Tiger S. It's going to be great, just like all of our runners.
Speaking of, I think it's time to bring Daniel on.
Yeah, man.
Another runner.
Oh,
cheers, all.
Cheers.
Hey, before we move on, we have two people that have beers that we didn't ask. One is Daniel, and the other is Berto. And Kel is drinking water. Like
Kel's got her water. Like she needs to be on the water for sure.
Yes,
absolutely. Hydrated mostly for sure.
And Lauren got a beer. So why don't we start with Daniel real quick? What are you drinking?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm so fairly recently. Threes came off my list since they've officially divested the former president. So I have been getting a couple of their stuff here. This is their Tiny Montgomery. It's their seasonal English bitter. This is the summer version, so it's got a cute little animals on it, and a person as an animal, if you will. But yeah, it's a English bitter. It's fairly true to style. It's very malt forward, but it's I think it's I see a bitter, I get one. It's like just like if I see certain styles, I see bitter, I see dark milds, they get got. So
yep.
They get got. JHG.
You caught me mid taste.
Sip.
Yeah,
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait any longer. I've been holding out for a good occasion. I popped open my Stroop. There it is.
Yeah.
My Stroop waffle stout. Yeah. My only one.
Well, yeah, it's your only one because you shipped a couple into the endless void that is the U.S. Postal Service. But whatever, we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that. One thing I do want to hit real quick, y'all, before we go forward is I do want to say to Cal, I want to say that everybody wants to thank you for your participation in 2 40 for 40s. We're excited to see what you have in store for us next year. And if you have to dip at any time, we just want to say goodbye, and we just want to say that we love you. We want to thank you for your support. And
we want to let you know that you we had a split decision on creative runs, but you were in there, and Random Acts will be getting a donation from us.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you. Appreciate that. I am going to take off. I've got my youngest is asking for bedtime hugs, and I'm like, come over here, and they're like, no, I don't want to be on camera.
Right. And we knew your time was limited, so we just want to respect that fully.
Thank you so much, Cal.
Guys. Yeah, thanks for having
Cal.
us.
Yay,
Thanks, Cal. See you next year.
Cal. See you next year. Bye.
Will indeed. Bye.
Bye.
So, what's up, Berto? Where you want to take this combo?
Well,
Beardo's beer. Didn't Beardo have a beer too?
Yeah, I have a beer. I'm like
Birdo beer.
I'm dying. You guys can see me laugh. I'm not laughing because of the beer descriptions. I'm laughing because I'm getting absolutely railed by Tanisa right now because I am my wife.
You're getting railed by your wife? Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's on camera.
That's a first. That's a first
Wow.
on camera here.
Because
You didn't have me pegged for that. I'm sorry.
I'm not even. I can't.
I would just strap in.
I can't. I can't with y'all.
All right.
Oh man. I just hope this doesn't end up on the BBC.
You got right to the point there.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So, what's your wife railing you for?
So, several things have gone wrong today. Several things. One, all of the things that have happened. My chat isn't working. Anyway, all the things that happened this week. So, you guys, it's a crazy busy time. We talked about that, but so I forgot to tell her that I was coming on today. I went to the store to get some beers for the show and didn't get anything for her or milk. So she's out there, cooking dinner, almost beerless, but I'm giving her half of everything that I have right now because that's what
she's going to be milking this later.
Exactly.
Unintended.
Or she'll be getting half later. It's one of
but
those
you
things.
guys also know that she's hilarious, and so she is absolutely making me feel the guilt and the pain, but also
In a funny way.
I'm dying laughing.
Mhm.
So
Berto's wife is funnier. Berto's pretty funny, but his wife is funnier. These are facts.
This is absolutely true, and you get us together, and actually, it's either super super annoying or it's really fun. It's one of the two. So I'm having a Farmers Brewing Sun Up Sundown West Coast IPA, and it's a good regular West Coast IPA. Put your lips on a farmer. It says, "Put your lips on a farmer."
Nice.
Farmers
only.
And has a cock on the can.
Yeah, it does have a cock. It's got,
That's true.
It's about it's
The
about an
theme
8-inch cock
continues.
actually right here. So roughly an 8-inch cock. It's got good girth. I think we were talking about last time. Standard girth. And
Look at Lauren's face. Lauren's face is just the best.
I have no words.
I appreciate the rim job here with the put your lips on a farmer, because they could have gone with farmers' daughters jokes, but that would be misogynistic.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
they're good this time. And always in those jokes, the farmer gets nothing. He's just angry and has some kind of rules, arcane rules about things, and just
Kinda
usually some sort of horrible weaponry. So I like that. This one's more about the farmer and less about the farmer's daughter.
For all we know, they could be talking about the beer.
I remember. Well, I mean, they could be. Maybe it's a double
Probably not.
entendre, and part of it means beer, and the rest just means an 8-inch.
Where? Yep.
cock.
Mhm.
So,
The race, Roberto. The race.
the race. Why is this always about race with you, Greg? Everything's always
Right.
Greg's always got to bring race into it. No,
Why don't we
the
plow
race.
ahead and get to the race?
If we are definitely going to talk about the race, I also want to mention that JHG he's the only person with a nickname that's longer than just his name. It's more syllables or as many. It's just And how do you have a nickname that's like more awkward to say than your name? I thought it was supposed to be I thought the point of a nickname.
It's a
That's
short.
big-
It was less.
That's because you don't realize his nickname is Jug.
I was wondering about that.
Sorry, Greg. Greg's just really disgusted with all of us right now.
Wow.
JHGH. That's JHGH. That's what I've been on a little JHGH lately. JHGHB. That's Jonathan Heisey Grove Human Growth
Hormone.
Barbiturate. I don't know what the B and
Barbiturate.
GHB stage.
And that's his time, folks.
Thank you. Good night.
Can I share a beverage really fast?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's gonna be a great, really smooth segue. So I waited to have water first, but I have pulled out this Jude the Obscure. It is by Fieldwork Brewery. It is a barrel aged barley wine. And old ale makes me think of our 40 for 40 race, but it's also not that you're old, but like it's like a thing. So thematic appropriate.
Yeah. How's it taste?
Agreed.
Very drinkable. Does it like it's also side note, it is a 13.3.
That was my
I was
question.
drinking water first. Thank you.
Slightly less than the 40% you had last week.
The other, yes, in preparation for the actual race, yes. This is the after race chaser. I don't know. You'd think it'd be boozier than it is, but it doesn't taste like it, which feels like a danger. But it's great. It's very drinkable.
I'm in danger.
What?
Sorry, that was a Simpsons. That was a Simpsons reference.
Simpsons reference.
Oh, yes. Like it pause froze for me. Sorry. Yeah. So this is what I'm drinking. Also, the race. Can I say one thing? I'm gonna say a thing before we dig into other things. We still have the donations page open. I don't know if we have Roberto, if we have an official ending date, but we decided to leave it open for like a week. So through the weekend or
it's
Monday.
essentially, I mean, it's essentially going to be through the end of this show. I'm at least because I'm not going to go close it right now. Right.
No.
What's funny though is like, so I don't know. I got the settings wrong. Like I used to have GoFundMe set up to just like when it closed, send me the money. I can disperse it. But now for some reason it wants to do it like every day. And so like I keep getting these emails like we're sending you $7.23.
No.
I'm like, well, that's awesome. Like this is bizarre.
I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure out the back end part of that, but we have for fundraising purposes, listen to the Tiger and donate to the GoFundMe page because that means all the charities get more money. I don't actually know what our current total is. Maybe
we're 1,200. We're at 1,200.
So we have up some extra fundraising goals in addition to just good for charity things. So I committed to every 1,000 I would bake and taste some weird vintage recipe, and we surpassed at least 1,000. So I'm doing that. Not on a stream, that would take too long. So I'll like post it and hashtag it. That's happening already. If we get to 2, I'll do it twice. Berto, we've reached 1,200. So you got a shotgun a beverage of your choosing or of the public's choosing? I don't really know.
It was kind of so at the time when we were doing it last week, it was just like it was going to be a LaCroix because it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So, but today when I went out on my very selfish and not at all considerate beer run, I picked up this.
What is
bullet.
this?
Oh, okay. Look at that.
The mountains are bluish, so it's cold.
Still cold.
Sort of coldish.
Cool, if you will.
What I need though is again, because I'm an adult, like a real adult with a like job and stuff. I haven't shotgunned anything in about 25 years. Do you guys have any advice? Like, I know I'm supposed to make a hole in the can,
The advice is the advice is get a like one of those water guns that's a shotgun and just beer in there and just shotgun it in your mouth.
I think you
I'm
should not
unprepared to
listen
do that. I'm unprepared to do that, to be honest. So I'm wondering.
I feel like that would not be a great idea because you'd wear more of it than you would actually drink.
Is it like? Does anyone in the audience
The
have
key. I mean,
Yes,
people use their car keys because they usually do it like
I've
in the
heard-
parking lot usually.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
in the
So
bottom.
I have.
Are you going to do this
gonna go bad,
indoor?
like-
Do you have a carpet on the floor? You
No,
need to-
I was thinking actually I'm gonna like go mobile. I'm gonna drop off for a second, go mobile, and go out on my porch and have someone film me do this.
like right now.
I think that's smart.
Well, I'm definitely
Yeah,
doing
smart.
it on the stream live for sure.
But I think you pop the top while it
Not before.
No,
not
you have
before
to pop the top.
You
That's
puncture
what shotguns
right
do.
after
have
you
to
puncture it, right?
Yeah.
And
Right. It's
then-
immediately
Right.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was just wondering if there was advice on the puncturing.
Yeah. Make sure when you do open the can that you kind of tilt the can like the open part upwards because otherwise it just.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you puncture like the bottom or the side?
Yeah.
I've never
Right
done
up-
this.
right up-
Well, no, not the
Here-
bottom. It's not like
No, you do
Right
it
along the edge.
side
On
of
like the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah, it's kind of here.
Okay.
Do you
Right.
guys feel like
The
that's a
lower.
good spot? Lower.
Yeah.
lower,
Lower.
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah.
lower. Yeah, there.
Keep going.
Is that
Just-
doing it for you, Grant?
Don't cross
Just
it.
rub that spot right there.
Is that helping
But
you,
just
Doug?
warm
Is
it
that
up.
Don't cross the
any ideas?
seams.
If you keep doing that, it won't be blue anymore.
Well,
It's true. This can will
Depends.
find
If you rub
release.
it long enough, it'll get blue.
Well, it only gets blue if it doesn't release, and so this will.
Right. Right.
This will.
Poor Lauren, your face is just like, where did I go wrong with this episode?
This, okay. Have we gotten enough advice?
I
Yeah.
hope.
Go mobile and do the thing
Oh,
before
yeah.
we get into more innuendo, please. I'm telling you, it will get worse.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so 1,200 have been reached, which means
1,200
Roberto's going to
been-
shotgun this beverage
I am.
today, right now ish, right now on this
In a
stream
minute.
at some point,
Yeah.
momentarily. But we have a goal, an overall goal. We aimed for 1,500, and we're a mere $300 away right now. And if we hit that goal, which I'm going to say, like, because we're streaming right now, and sometimes people watch this later, if we keep this open through the weekend, I don't know if that's like Sunday, Monday, whatever, but like over the weekend, to give folks a chance who watch this to support the cause. If we reach the 1,500, Berto and I are going to taste test Malort, which neither of us have had before. And FYI, folks, Roberto does not know what it is, so do not tell him.
Yeah.
He wants to be surprised. It's probably best that way. I'm aware, but willing to take one for the team. And in addition to that joy, we will like record or do on a thing or something. Greg and Doug have agreed that if we hit the 1,500 goal by hopefully over the weekend sometime, they're going to drink 40s because it's the 40 for 40s on a Brothers and Boo live stream in the future one. But we got to hit the goal or you don't get to see us suffer. So do
If
it
you want to see us suffer
for a good cause.
Yes, for a good cause.
Yes.
Then donate.
Donate.
There, I think. Yeah, there, that one. On that note, I'm gonna drink.
Okay, somebody's buzzing away. But so, hey, can we ask Daniel about his harrowing experience on the 40 for 40 race day? Because that day was a mess for you,
Right?
yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I couldn't I think I was like, oh yeah, it's it's the weekend, it's a Sunday, it'll be all good, it'll be no big deal. And then my older son was we had someone take him out and for a little bit basically, so he was not even around, which is basically very easy. And then it all of a sudden it started monsoon raining, at around 9:30, 10 in the morning. And so we're going right out to go get set up and whatnot. And I tried. There's kind of a little bit in the courtyard of our building. There's kind of a covered area a little bit, and I measured it out, and it was like just barely like too short. So we ended up going to scaffolding alongside on a adjacent street here. Basically, that's how we had to do it. So the scaffolding went all the way down. It basically went down about 160% of the length. So it was a little longer than, it's like 70, 80 yards basically almost. So yeah, that's what we had to do. We just had to go down the hallway there, and then a little harrowing because even though there was scaffolding, it was still wet. So I was really worried about slipping too, which was like super hard because
danger.
But yeah.
Also, the beginning of the video where you like did these sort of like talking, and all of a sudden you're like back like Scooby Doo.
Yeah, you beamed away.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Final Cut, for like for putting in that cross dissolve for me.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, when you're in New York City, you're destined to have construction somewhere that's scaffolding on the side of a building that you can run under. So.
Yeah, I mean, because originally we were planning on going to. There's a small little track and a playground that's kind of a block up from us, basically, at a local school. And so we're planning on going there because it would have been perfect. It's just right around the track, and it's like that spongy kind of material that's on there. Way safer than to fall on if you had to fall than side. Yeah,
maybe that was one of my issues. I was on that kind of soft track, and it just gave me too much cushion, slowed me down.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
It's just like
I feel like a field. Well, I mean, look at it this way, JHG. None of us are Aaron Rodgers, so.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick though, I hate to interrupt, but I think Roberto is ready for this.
Let's see it.
Let's see how he's looking and what the hell's going on over here.
Lord, here we go.
There we go, Roberto.
We're here. Wait, can we spotlight that? Yeah, we need.
My bad.
I need a better close up.
Okay.
Shotgunner.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Roberto on location.
Screwdriver.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
That'll
nice.
work.
That's wise. That's smart.
Dude, if I like smash myself and end up like where's Barb, just like bleeding and
Keep that screwdriver inside.
I'll take you
Hope
off
not.
camera.
Yes. Safety. Go!
There you go.
Yeah.
Bird up, bird up,
Bird
bird up.
His eyes are rolling in the back of his head. Oh no!
Oh, crush
I'm now covered in beer.
Wow,
Love it.
that was amazing,
it.
dude.
thank you for donating $1,200, you guys.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well
That was
done.
amazing, man. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
We'll see you back inside.
Fantastic. I like how his name is Shotgun
That
over there.
was great. Also,
That was amazing.
good for him.
Yeah.
That seemed like it went relatively well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
you-
have personal experience. Like I
Coors
have,
Light. It's easy to go down.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like water.
It's easy to go down.
The canoe joke here, yeah.
Anyway. Hey, by the way, the thing is, I swear to you, I've never shotgunned a beer because when I was younger, we didn't shotgun beers, we did beer funnels.
Oh,
yeah.
Way fucking worse because that was like
neither.
that was like 3 beers in a funnel, and you were just fucked up immediately afterwards.
That thing's also terrible.
Oh, not great. I think I tried that. I
Uh,
tried that. I think 3 or 4 times, and every single time I ended up.
Beer,
I
they're
just couldn't
beer
get back.
bongs, right? That's what they're called.
Yeah, beer bongs. And
Wait,
you just,
I was flashing back to that Saving Silverman movie where Jack Black goes, "Beer bong for the lady."
yeah. And I just would get like maybe a beer in, and I'd be like, and pull away, just a beer would just float all over me. So it was like never a great scene.
Yeah, that and like keg stands, and
I could do keg stands. I could not do the fucking beer funnel.
and as was mentioned before, Edward 40 hands.
Is that what Doug and Greg are?
Well, no. They're drinking
No, I know.
40s. Edward 40 hands
Is the tape
that involves taped 40s, exactly.
real commitment?
Yeah.
Yeah, no
'Cause
way.
No, thank
you can't really do anything if you have tape 40s to your hands.
Yeah, no. That's all of this seems rough, and I've done none of them, and I feel great about it.
Trust me,
I'm with you, Lauren. So
There-
don't feel bad.
Yeah, there's some memories there, not great memories. Let's just say that.
Well, of what I could remember after having
Sure.
drank 240s.
Like, are there?
Right.
So Daniel, real quick, were you done finishing talking about the environment around your run?
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, I think that the spongy track, like JHG was saying, is like kind of like an other extreme. So I think that running on like a field, like real grass as opposed to AstroTurf, for example, would probably be the better thing to do, because I like to keep my tendons intact.
Do you think that if you ran on a real like turf grass, I mean, I guess rain is a factor, but like,
Right.
that you would you want like cleats?
Well, it depends on how well kept the field is. I mean, there's a field near us, like a huge, like kind of a multi-baseball / soccer field that they use for like intramurals and stuff like that. And I think there's more than enough space there. A, and then I think B, like I think that the grass is fairly short, so I'd be way less concerned about that, because they play soccer on the fields. They have to keep it very short.
Okay, so that's true. That's right. That's actually maybe an important discussion for the future of like, is there not a better, but like, what are people's surface choices?
My surface choice was a back street, and it was not great on my knees.
No,
it was a street, literally a street I ran on. So yeah, that was not great on my knees, and and for the record, I ran that 3 times, and my knees were unhappy for like 4 days.
No, did you ice or rice after?
No, because I'm an idiot and I don't think about it. I go sit in a hot tub and think, oh well, that's great. I'll sit in a hot tub. That's not good when your knees fucking hurt. You put ice on them, you dummy, and I just forget to do it.
Yeah, I didn't get sore until like the next. I was like tired at first, but I got like crazy sore the next day.
Maybe
there he is, Toretto.
Yeah, Dom cosplay.
The stupid necklace is, and I'm gonna. The funny thing about that is, I was dressed like that, and I needed a necklace. So my wife and I went out in fucking public, and I looked like that dumb shit. I never wear tank top. I felt like white trash walking into Spirit Halloween to buy that dumb necklace. It was the worst.
Would you feel more or less embarrassed if you showed up as Groot?
Showed up in what?
Groot.
Groot.
Is Groot? I am Groot.
Oh,
Yeah, because he voices Groot.
I would have felt less embarrassed being Groot.
I mean,
I felt
Groot
like
is
that-
beloved.
But the thing is, I'm a white dude with a beard and this tank top and jeans. I look like I should have been wearing an Ed Hardy shirt. Like that would have been the perfect outfit for me to look like just some delinquent. Sorry, that's judgy, and I apologize, but that's how I felt.
So you were renaming yourself Too Fast, More Furious.
Not fast, most furious.
Not fast, mostly furious.
Not fast, most furious. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So anyway, sorry to distract there, but I just had to say that I actually went out. What I'm wearing right now, these shirts, that's what I wear almost exclusively is t-shirts when I wander around. And I was wearing a tank top and I felt very uncomfortable.
I deeply appreciated the costume commitment.
Agreed.
Yes.
Also, because running in jeans seems like a terrible choice.
It was not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you really also again took one for the team.
I have a very good idea that I just didn't have time to do this year that I'm going to do next year. So
this is true. So there's still time this year to donate, even though the race is over. But we're doing this again. Roberto has said he's going to do it till he's 80 and he can't do anything. We're 80 for 20. We're going to adjust as we go.
80.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But yeah,
and a lot
so
of great ideas came out.
You have plans, yeah. Like you can plan for next year.
Yeah, a lot of things to be done.
60 for 40. I mean,
and before we get to next, we're going to get to JHG. But before we get that, I'm going to put on the spot because I love doing this live, Lauren. But Berto, Doug, Lauren, and I promise y'all to open up registration early, and y'all can get in earlier, and then y'all can be preaching and collecting donations at an earlier time. So then it's not just like this last week kind of thing where it's kind of a scramble and a lot of, it takes a little bit sometimes to, articulate to people what we're trying to do. So, Doug, can you hold on 1 second for that, buddy? And so we need to really get it going. I'm going to say it like out loud here, probably like late July, middle July. We should have this open, ready to roll. And then y'all could start getting your charities, your donations, all that. And we'll start hyping it. We might ask, in fact, we probably will ask y'all who has participated to maybe give testimonials or things like that. So we're going to be a little bit more active. Hopefully next year, we're going to start earlier. And it was a chaotic summer for all of us. So, but we plan to do better with that next year for sure. So I just wanted to make that real clear.
And it really is about leveraging, like all of this stuff is about leveraging networks, right? Like, when people run, we would love to have you guys share this out and get people to pledge for you and for your charity. And there's no, we've had a couple of people who've donated some big numbers, but seriously, throw $5 at JHG. The guy's been placing every year. Just throw it out. No, but you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a big donation. It doesn't have to be something that the idea is to, if we get a bunch of people to donate a little amount, I sound like Bernie Sanders. We can get a bunch of people. most of our donors are micro donors.
If you do it now,
but it's true.
Yeah.
If we can get a bunch of people to donate a little bit, right? We don't want people to give something that they don't have, or to we want people to stay within their means. We just want to spread the word and get people to give what they can to this, because again, like Kel said, everything we take in, we put right back out, right? I know that, Greg
smaller
and Doug probably have
earlier on are going to pay off.
Greg and Doug have some production costs. They have fancy microphones, and Greg hires an entire staff of people to put up and break down his sets every week.
He employs them for free.
And,
oh no, Doug! They get paid.
Room and board.
Whoa, hold on, Doug. They get paid.
They get paid.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. It's called house and board, home and board.
That's right.
Room and board.
Right.
Room board, yeah.
Is there both adults, and they can get the hell out if they need.
Food.
Where the hell?
Did you say that aloud?
Wait. Sorry, I didn't say that shit. Sorry, Berto. Go on.
The only real
You can't spell parent. You can't spell parent without rent. Just saying.
Right. Or dollar signs. Right, Doug?
I mean, I can, but
Doug's like, don't even go there, Greg. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, go on, Berto.
The only real direct expense we have is what GoFundMe takes for their little operations and bit, and so that little bit comes out, but everything else just goes straight back out to the charities. Mm-hmm. So if you put in $5, $4.50 or whatever GoFundMe doesn't take is going back out, right? So hopefully people can feel good about that.
Excellent. And I'm sorry, Lauren, you, and then Doug wants to talk about his beer, and then we'll get to JC.
Oh, yeah.
Lauren?
I was just gonna say, everything's appreciated. We're just doing this for funsies, right? This is a fun, sort of silly, halfway fitness fundraiser for good thing that there's a lot of F's happening. 4 friends are doing, and you can help. Can we? We're gonna keep talking past that. It's fine. So we have this 40 for 40 run, and it's just us doing it because, and we need others to just do stuff because, and it's just a little bit, and we kind of, Roberto started it on purpose on an accident and then involved us, and it's just kind of pulled out of nowhere. But then last year we raised $1,300, and this year we're going for more. Well, whether you could do 5, 10, 100, whatever you got, we're open to it because we're just trying to do some good for fun with them. So we appreciate it.
Doug, have no worries. Doug, you have
the one that you had, Greg. I was actually pulled the same one out to do tonight. It's Crimson Keep, the Dragon's Milk Crimson Keep. This is a bourbon barrel aged red ale. I wanted this one because I'm a giant Dark Tower fan, Stephen King Dark Tower, and the Red Keep is the Crimson Keep is actually the name of the tower. So I was very happy about this. I don't know if they named it that way for that purpose, but I liked it. So, and I'm going to pour it in my fancy dragon's milk glass that I'm very happy to have.
Berto, is that your dog?
You guys hear my dog?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Not
Yeah.
too bad. Not intrusive.
No,
Just hear it.
Yeah, we're cool with it.
So I never had a bourbon barrel aged red ale, but that's interesting and really good. Not as good as the triple mash that we had, Greg. That was fucking. That was awesome. That was one of the better.
Greg's eyes got so big.
We both drank that. And we were like, "Holy shit!" Like, like that was great. And it was one of the, it was a 17% beer that drank like it was like 7 or 8%. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Danger.
Yeah. So, cheers.
Nice. I also, because I have to go give half of this to Tanisa, so I'm just gonna. This is a pretty basic beer, but
Juice Force, nice.
Juice Force Voodoo Ranger IPA. It's quite good. I like that one. I also like the Brew Free or Die one that
21A.
Yeah, 21st Amendment has. They're good. They're just they're tasty.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say basic bitch beer? Oh, I'm sorry.
So
is it a comment on watermelon wheat, or is it what were we talking about?
when my oldest was about 4 years old and was like at like daycare, they did like a stranger danger lesson. But being a little child learning how to speak, they came home and they're like, "Mommy, if you're not careful, the Ranger's gonna get you." And so then, like every time we had a Ranger IPA, we'd be like, "Watch out, the Ranger's gonna get you because it'll sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Ranger will get you."
That is true.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
all right.
Chip or Dale, Rescue Ranger. So.
One of them. Yeah.
Also,
yeah, one of them will get
you.
you.
You don't know which one.
So JHG, I'm going to roll some film here, and let's talk about the environment around your run last week.
Also monsoonish, right?
Well, when I went there, it was on the tail end of actual, like it had been raining that morning, and I was expecting it to continue raining when I did my run. So I showed up prepared, and by the time I actually did start running, the rain had stopped. But everything is wet, and as Daniel was saying, it was one of those rubber sort of artificial tracks, and at the same time, there's a soccer match going on the football field next to me. But
yeah, look at it.
Yeah, I mean they were playing rain or no rain, right? Perfect. But it was a little wet. It was a little misty, and I wore the hat just in case, just to deflect the rain on the glasses, because I got to wear the glasses all the time. But it felt good. I mean, I didn't feel good the next day. Like I went to the gym. I went to the gym the next day, and I started doing my normal thing, my normal run, and I was like, why does that muscle in my butt hurt? Why
what is this muscle?
This way? What did I do? Like I really exerted myself more than I thought I had. But it was fun. I mean, doing these kind of things is it's important. It's important to get out and do this for a good cause, whichever cause it might be. It's a lot of fun to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time either. Quite honestly.
40 yards.
JHG, that leads us to who did you run for, and what did you run for?
I ran for the Fathers Overcoming Adversity Fund, which is new for the National At-Home Dad Network. And what's nice about the fund is that we're going to keep it going throughout the year. It's not relegated to one particular time of year. And we have we have guys in the National At-Home Dad Network who are dedicated runners, and the organization for years has been trying to cultivate some running culture, some activity throughout the year. And so this year we engaged in a 5K committee to try and set up virtual runs throughout the year. So we aren't just waiting for the next convention to come around and do a run. Get guys to go out there, record a run, try and run for a good cause throughout the year. Hopefully we'll be able to start setting up biannual or quarterly runs throughout the year that will help to feed the fund and provide some support for the dads that we're trying to help out with that fund. So
that's so cool. I want to do some runs. I'm not an at-home dad, but I'll do some charity runs for you guys. Hook me up.
Yeah, I mean it's not about at-home dads doing the runs at this point. It's really about getting just people involved and helping support families and fathers who need that support, need that help. So when the organization starts setting them up, hopefully they're going to put that out there, and I will definitely promote it because my time with the organization is coming to a close next week and the next month. So I'll still be helping to support what they do and what's going on with the funds and the causes that they're doing. So
JHG, since you're going to have JHG, JHG, you're going to have so much time. You can join us in a 40 for 40 race, buddy. You got time.
There you go.
Come on, buddy.
There you go.
You've been
see, look at that.
Setup was there. Setup was there.
Yeah. I slowed myself down with that damn watch.
You do so let me ask you, so the 2 years you've done this, you've done it solo. Like, you don't have like a kid or someone who could come out and time you? Like,
no,
what's
not
up?
really. I mean, my kids, they do their thing.
Here's what we need, though. You need to just, if you're running the race, you need a buddy who's going to also run the race.
Do you have a friend? Yeah. Do you have a
I
someone you cook meth with?
Have a fellow at-home dad that I need to get involved with this and start to, if he doesn't run himself, at least record it. But he's one of the dads that I met at the very first convention I ever went to for the National At-Home Dad Network. And we became fast friends. And so that would be a perfect person for me to start rallying and getting involved. Because, I mean, it's a small community. It's a big community and a small community at the same time. You are kind of isolated in your own little, neck of the woods, shall we say. But there are so many of us out there. We just don't really know that we're out there. So, making those connections are hard. And once you make those connections, they become a really, really solid and memorable friendships and relationships that carry you for a while. Because I've known the guy for 10 plus years now. So, a little event like this is nothing. I mean, I'm sure that he would be happy to come out and support and help. So
Thank you for that. Can we clip that? A little event like this is nothing. I think that's going to be our promo. Yeah, for next year. Like this race is garbage. You said You said you were fast friends. Do you think you could be sub 5'5" friends though? That's the question. Like, how fast friends are you?
Friends, yeah.
And I came back in recently on the end of the Surface talk, and I did some research on this in the way that people do their own research, right? By looking around on the internet. So I did my own research, you guys. But everything exactly. Everything I found suggests that surfaces don't have a big impact. I don't know if I totally believe it, but the prevailing sort of wisdom of the internet is that the surface does not have an appreciable impact on your time. Although if you want to compare yourself to our gold standard of the slow 40-yard dash, Tom Brady, you should run it on turf, similar to what they do. I think they run it on turf there in Indy and not on the track.
I was going to say, do we want to ask Aaron Rodgers about all this, or is that too soon?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually feel bad for putting the hoodoo on Aaron Rodgers because about 2 weeks ago, I was at work and I said, Aaron Rodgers is going to roll out and have a non-contact injury and be done for the season because that's what happens to the Jets.
Close.
And
pretty close.
I was very close. I actually predicted an ACL and said it was an Achilles. You know, there was contact, whatever. But it was still the first game of the season.
Okay, so it wasn't too soon.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Charles's comment I saw in the chat before.
Okay.
Yeah, I marked it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Totally agree with that.
Or ice.
Very, very true.
But I
was not confident on my surface because it was all wet. It was slick. It had just rained.
Yeah.
I think there was a little,
it's like a mental game.
Slight bit of hesitation that I was going to take a dive or something.
Do you own cleats? Do you have cleats?
I did not have cleats, so that's part of the problem.
But like, do you own?
No, I don't own cleats. So.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say because then you could have run it on the turf, and then you would have had that.
True. Well, then I'd be playing. I'd be running against all the soccer players that were out on the field at the same time.
You just go on the sideline. Right on the sideline. It only takes 6 seconds.
All the parents on the sideline.
I did go to the, like non-team side of the field while they were playing. So
I did appreciate when we showed up at our location and the maintenance guy was unlocking the gate and I came down. I was like, "Hey man, is it cool if we're here?" And he was like, "Not really, but I'm not going to say anything."
Thanks, man.
Thanks, my guy. Appreciate it. He was like, "Yeah, because they charge people to use the facility. That's how they make some of their money. But whatever.
Yeah,
just don't make a mess because then staff have to clean it up." And I was like, "Yeah, no mess, absolutely no mess."
Yeah. Hey, I have a question. We're talking about surfaces, if you're look at it from a perspective of either, I'm going to use basketball, but for Berto it might be rugby, like turf versus grass. I will tell you, there were certain, there was a when I was in high school, there was a gym that they had a surface that was not wood. It was some other composite plastic thing they made.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked to jump off of. It felt like it took away your momentum to jump. It was weird. And I just wonder if turf versus grass on something like rugby or something like that, or soccer or whatever, is that going to make a difference?
Well, I think anecdotally you always hear "Oh, you're faster on turf," right? Because whatever, you have mud, you have grass surface could be a lot of different things. So I don't know for sure. I felt like I was equally fast on every surface I ever played on. It never really made a difference to me. Obviously, I love grass for rugby because you don't end up with
rug burns.
Bazillion. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Not just the rug burns, but you get those pellets get, because in rugby we wear the long socks and the shorts, right? But there's nothing in between. So I remember taking off my socks and just like a million of those pellets falling out, and then your pockmark and your like scraped up under the sock, which was really annoying. So I love grass. You know,
I love grass.
Yeah.
I bet you do, you Californian from San Francisco. I bet you love grass.
Clip that one, bro. I love grass. It makes me feel much more mellow and confident.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, if I cut on grass, if I like cut it up, like I'm not gonna like rip anything bad, man. You know?
Yeah.
All right,
my
y'all,
first high school track was actually cinder. So
like a warning track in baseball, like brick,
yeah,
like
those are ground up, like ashy, and it was like a totally different surface to run on in that regard. That so when they flipped over to like the rubber, not the rubber, but the composite stuff. We're talking about maybe I was like 7 to 8 years out of high school at that point and whatnot, and for me, I always had more comfort on that track. In that regard, but it's also like when you play tennis, like if you play in, you know, French, you know, U.S. or Wimbledon, you're playing on different surfaces too, and so it's all about the shoe. Like shoes are a big thing on those surfaces for sure, I think. But here, it's, you know, it's as long as you.
Wasn't there something about
Then
the
you cut
fact
out.
that the turf was the fact that it was artificial turf might have contributed to the Aaron Rodgers injury because of the lack of give with the surface, right? So
turf is awful, and the turf at that stadium is notorious. Like, and you know, it's small sample sizes, etc. But like, there's more injuries on the turf at that stadium than there are kind of around. You know, Jimmy G got hurt there. Bosa got hurt there. Like the 49ers lost like 8 starters playing the Jets and Giants over a couple of weeks. It was awful.
Well, there's also a theory. Of course, you know, people have theories, but there's also a theory of karma because Aaron Rodgers is a known 9/11 conspiracy theorist.
Oh, and anti-vaxxer.
Well, anti-vaxxer, let's put that aside for this conversation. Let me finish, bro. 9/11. No. 9/11 conspiracy person who debuted on 9/11 in New York. So some have suggested karma, and I don't. That's why I said the virus thing. Let's just put that aside for a second and deal with it. Let's stay here because that is really, really interesting to me as someone who generally doesn't believe in karma, because I believe a lot of bad people get away with a lot of bad stuff and nothing bad ever happens to them. So, but there's enough evidence that karma exists, and that's one of them in my personal opinion. So
I would also say that I look at the Jimmy Garoppolo injury last year and this one, and like, look, if you are 180 pounds or whatever, and the 320-pound man has you, stop struggling, because like both of these are like they're like pumping their little feet, and they're like, I'm gonna get away. Like, you're not getting away, bro. Like, you're 48 years old. I understand. Like, just go. I've been tackled in my 40s. Like, there's a certain point where you just go, I guess you got me, and then you get to play the next play, right? You're not like, I'm getting away from you, 24-year-old, 320-pound man. Like, you're not getting away. Maybe you got away 10 years ago, but it's over for you now. Just go down and then get back up, but stop with the struggle. The struggle is not worth it.
Right.
I think there's a physics lesson in all this here, I think.
Right. And y'all need to let me get to this. So what wasn't a struggle, sorry, Roberto, was this.
Maybe.
No, it wasn't.
We don't know how he felt the next day.
Right.
Jesus.
He may have felt like shit, but holy shit, he ran like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he did it, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That wasn't a struggle. Anyway,
You don't know. Here's what you don't understand, Greg, is that he trained for months, and then he was in an ice bath for like 2 days after that. Like there was a struggle behind that. For sure.
I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
He made it look easy, though.
40? Was it really
No.
40? Because I don't know if that was 40. It didn't look 40 to me.
You know what?
Yeah, it was
The great thing about the 40 for 40, it's called the 40 for 40 race for the honor system.
I don't know.
No, that looks like
We've got a
40.
lot of trust.
That might be 45.
Hey, remember last year we had Victor and fucking our Eddie both run what looked like 80-yard dashes.
Like
So-
much
uphill.
They seemed further before in the other ones.
He's
But no,
going
this-
downhill. I think
this
he's
looks-
It's a slight downhill. I see.
I don't
see
care.
what
It
you're
was
saying.
it was
one
still
thing-
impressive. It was
You
still
know,
like
impressive.
I feel like it's on a curve, so it might be longer.
True. There's a lot. So 40 for 40 is a honor system, doing it for good sort of thing. You get to make choices on your surface and the curve you're running on and the
Your
shoes
stupid
you're wearing.
your stupid
So,
attire.
there's a lot. The drag from the hats, like
Yeah,
there's a
like
lot
you
that
could-
plays into
you
this,
could-
and it's all up to you.
Like JHG may as well have been wearing one of those like resistance sails that people use
Yeah.
for training.
Like if
that
you
hat
want to
was
do
the-
that,
that
'cause
was
you need the challenge.
you looked like the
That's
HMS
what the hat
Pinafore.
was. It was a resistance sail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, JHG was like, "I'm too fast. I need something."
I
help.
need. Yeah.
Hold me back.
I would like to say that when JHG was doing the thing about the different turf and surfaces, I thought he was going to say how that played no role in Deflategate.
Going
No,
surf and turf.
Doug, don't do that. Anyway.
Sorry, I have to troll the Patriots, and now I can. I couldn't for fucking 20 years, so yeah, now I can.
True.
Yeah,
So
for
wait.
one week until Jacksonville loses and the Patriots win this week, and then we're back to life.
And
we
you know
have-
what? Guess what? Hey, that'll be par for the course for the Jags. They
JHG,
suck
what
most
was
of the time.
the
Well, that and they played
comparison?
That and they play the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it.
What was the comparison between your last year and this year? I think mine was about like 0.2 seconds slower or something.
I was like,
Because how did
Like-
you go from third to sixth?
I was 0.3. I was about 0.3 seconds slower.
Yeah, understand. Also, JHG ran sick. He was sick as well.
He was
Yeah,
sick. It
that's
was
true.
raining. He was wearing a giant hat.
Well, he
Timing
wasn't.
yourself.
He wasn't. He
I
wasn't
love
wearing
this season,
jeans and a
but it never worked.
5-pound
It worked.
cross
Yeah.
around his neck.
Don't do
can't-
that, Berto. Berto, don't do that. The hat was sexy. Stop it.
He can't.
That,
he
the hat
can't,
was awesome. The
he
hat.
The hat
can't
was- hat
perform
was
when
sexy.
people are watching.
It was sexy.
Like
Thank
it's
you.
fine.
The hat was sexy.
It is. It's but that's
It is.
again like
Right. Cowboy hats are
I mean,
sexy, Lauren. It don't
yeah.
matter who wears them, in my opinion. And then if you get the
Wait,
boots
wait.
and the spurs, oof.
Oh,
Oof.
okay. So
No,
the whole
now if
Greg is
no,
like the whole
no,
outfit.
no,
That's a
no,
good
no.
ride right there. Right
No.
there.
so if
Why no,
JHG
Doug? What are you talking
No.
about?
if
No.
JHG ran in the
Why?
hat and the boots and the spurs and some chaps, I think now
Absolutely.
we're talking most
Is that a creative run? Yeah.
Yeah, now we're into the
Look.
most creative range.
Now, just
Hold on. Doug, what are you?
I mean, choices
Doug-
are being made.
Hold on, Doug. What are you knowing over there?
I'm knowing the fact that fucking cowboy boots, spurs, and hats is sexy. That is not.
Generally,
You do realize the majority of people who wear cowboy hats and spurs and all that shit are not going to be in your demographic of people that you want to hang out with, correct?
Doug,
I mean, you mean as
Doug.
far as work
Okay,
attire
okay.
or fashion
Okay.
attire?
Oh, if it's work attire, great. If that's what you have to do for work, go
Oh,
for
this
it.
is a good rabbit hole. All right, let's go.
Everybody's
Keep going, Doug. I
biases
wanna
are
hear
about
you.
to be revealed.
You heard what you know what I was saying. Don't give me that. I'm going to hear it. You know what it is. Those folks are generally super conservative. Generally, there are ones that are not, but
okay.
overwhelmingly so. So if I'm
Yeah.
looking at someone who is
It's a look, Doug. It's not.
someone could be very hot, and if they're uber conservative, no, thank you, get away. That's not.
You act
you're
like
no
it's a
longer-
MAGA hat or something. It's not a MAGA hat. It's not.
The shoe fits.
no. It's a cowboy boot. If the cowboy boot,
Yeah. Yep.
You
Hey,
still
you
get
know,
this for that.
listen, everything is subjective. I'm just saying that for me, absolutely not. For you, great.
We're
Enjoy that.
we're gonna have to sit Doug down in front of Coyote Ugly like
That
Right.
movie fucking blew chunks.
I
watched
know.
it-
Yeah, but the women in it didn't, or maybe
I know, but I'm
well,
just saying, like,
stop it.
it's gonna be like a Clockwork Orange thing. We're just gonna have your eyes peeled
No.
open.
the only good thing of that movie was Maria Bello, and that was the only good part of that movie.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, y'all, these were the results before Doug and I fight more. So yeah, y'all, this
These
is where
were, to
we're
be clear, these were technically speed results, although Kel's was creative as well, because Mike Benton was his name, right?
Mike Benton
did not make it to this list, but also ran. Well, did a 40-yard propelling forward.
That's right.
His
That's
was one of the more
And-
creative ones. Yeah.
And Mike's charity will also be getting some funds. I want to say shout out to my buddy Andy, who I know from Oakland A's Twitter fandom. But Andy not only came out to do this year, and I will say both Andy and Joseph were signed up to run this last year and had conflicts, and weren't able to do it. So it's really great to see them out there this year because they rocked it. You know, we've got Joseph in first place, we've got Andy in third. But shout out Andy. Andy told me he had to be at the airport at 10 a.m. and I thought that meant he was leaving somewhere, but he was actually going to pick someone up. So that's why I said, like, well, let's meet at 7 a.m. at the track. But it worked out, and Andy's a really cool guy. He came out and he did some of the B77 at home marathon with me, which was my first weird running charity event. But yeah, it was very cool to have him out there too.
All right.
All the runners.
All the runners, yeah, absolutely.
And Berto, talk about you mentioned it to Cal, but you didn't really go through that whole process, which is tell everybody about the process, about the creative side, and also tell everybody the results, please.
Yeah, so we have a category for creative runs, and it's always a tough one because there's always some really good creative runs. And so last year we did do a split on the creative runs, and this year we're doing a split on the creative runs also. So Kel is going to get some money for Random Acts, and Mike Benton with his karate 40-yard katas.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Because we didn't see that on here, but like,
so Mike, and
it was great.
I want to talk about Mike a little bit because I don't know him. His daughter voluntold him to do this.
Yeah,
just signed him up and was like, "You're doing this." And his daughter is another person who I just sort of know from Twitter, mostly from Gish Twitter. But she's someone who she was one of those people. How people are always like, I want to learn ASL. And she actually has been doing it and like posting videos on Twitter of her ASL practice for like 2 years. And she's doing really good. But she signed him up for this thing, and he was like, all right. And he was game. And he was like, well, I don't run, and I think he might have been, again, like our oldest participant, but he went to his dojo and marked out 10 yards and went back and forth 4 times doing his katas. It was awesome. It was very cool. So we're going to definitely send some money out to Mike's charity as well. The other results, obviously, you've seen the 1, 2, 3, and because again, this has been a particularly busy time period for me, I have not yet done the drawing for the supporters. So
It's,
I
the
apologize.
fundraising isn't even closed yet. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
I apologize for not having that done yet, but one of our donors will also be getting some money sent to the charity of their choice. So once I put them all in the hopper and a name comes out, I will be contacting that person to find out what their charity is. But yeah, we're seeing Mike here. He's looking strong. Like I hope, like I've taken martial arts. We did Taekwondo, my oldest and I just, I hope I can hit that kick right there when I'm that age, because I'm not confident that I'll be able to. But
like, this is not running, but this is just as athletic.
Oh yeah,
you got to stretch and warm up for this.
Yep.
Yeah, the coordination too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't pull
and everything
anything.
else. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, if I tried any of this, I'd probably pull something, guaranteed.
Yeah.
If you don't warm up properly,
Right.
You gotta plan accordingly.
If you aren't practicing for years like he has.
right.
Correct.
Like he's like a 3rd degree black belt. He's been doing this a long time. But I do want to say, like, for anyone who might see this, is you don't necessarily have to be athletic, right? We saw Kel. I want to know how fast can someone go in one of those like racing wheelchairs, like 40 yards.
Oh, the Jazzies? Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the ones from the Paralympics where they like do the sprints. Like
I have people I can ask actually for future
Right?
things.
but like that could be a straight up winner at some point.
That's true.
You
Like, that's
know?
not necessarily creative. That might just be straight up speed.
Yeah, but yeah, like that was great, and I'm just really excited. That we
Yeah.
have our
Doing
three.
things.
We have our 3 winners, our 3 like race winners. We have our 2 people for most creative. We're gonna have our donor winner. Like, this is so cool, and just thank all of you.
And it will be coming. I would say we leave this open through the weekend. FYI, please donate so we can do more good in a couple days. We'll get it all out there, and then it'll go to the charities and everything.
Update on my wife's disappointment in me. I had my 12-year-old filming the shotgunning incident, and apparently that was also. I didn't want to interrupt my wife making dinner, so I thought she would see that as an additional burden. So I asked my 12-year-old who filmed the race for us to come out and do a little more filming, and Z was like, "I have beer on me." And so, I just have to I kind of want the stream to last forever, because when it ends, I think there's a reckoning coming.
We can't. I don't think we can make it a Zackathon. A Zackathon is not gonna.
So I don't know if that's going to be a valuable college skill that I just taught my child or what. But,
Videography, baby.
Yes, right there.
Good try, though. Berto. Good try.
Silver lining.
All right, Doug. What do you have in your glass?
Oh, I decided to pour a basement. This is called Basement. It's from a small brewery that just opened near me called Crooked Mouth Brewing. This is it's a black lager that they made, which is
nice.
Less than 5%, but very good.
Speaking of upstate, I just want to pimp these guys from Catskill.
Subversive, yes.
Ooh.
So I love their stuff.
Yeah, Subversive did a collab with Catskill Brewing, which I have in my cellar downstairs because I went to Catskill Brewing, and it was very good.
Yeah.
Nice. So it wouldn't be Brothers and Booze without the potential for some food shaming. So we're gonna get to that right now, actually. Ladies first for this one. Well, I don't know. This may not apply to everyone, but I know it applies to some of y'all. I know for a fact. So, what is your choice here, y'all? What do we do?
Ooh.
JHG, you don't even have to answer because I know the answer to this one.
Do you?
For JHG, I do.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yes. JHG likes his coffee like his men. So, Lauren, where are you at?
I mean, I'll go off. Okay, I'm a more tea versus coffee. I have nothing against coffee flavor, but I don't drink coffee regularly. So I was like, avocado, give me a coffee dessert. That sounds great.
I'd never seen or heard of that shit before I saw this
Avocado?
graphic.
It's
really?
Ice cream and espresso. Is it espresso specifically?
Usually, yeah.
Usually, so it's like ice cream and espresso.
Sounds really bad for me, dog, but I would do it.
Dinner time.
Yeah,
thing.
I would suffer for that.
I could do an affogato.
Being out of
I'm
milk,
into it.
as I mentioned earlier this morning.
Oh.
I did put coffee ice cream into my coffee
this morning
and microwaved it for 35 seconds so that it melted, and I had then cream in my coffee.
Happy
Was
Friday.
your coffee not hot when you put the ice cream in it?
But that's not hot enough to really like absorb the ice cream.
Yeah,
like-
you don't make coffee like I do because I make that shit like a lava. So
How
yeah.
do I make it? It's in a coffee maker. What am I supposed to do, like, to make it hotter? Like, Tanisa, another thing that she very correctly makes fun of me for is taking coffee out of the pot from the coffee maker and then microwaving it to make it hotter, because I like it really hot.
You like directly, like it goes through, and then you're like,
It goes through. It's
immediately-
in the pot, and then I take it
Like, it's
and then I
hot
heat
in
it
the
up.
pot.
Yeah, it's already hot.
He likes it really hot.
I like it really hot. I got the
Yeah.
most amazing
Something about
Father's
that
Day
feels
gift a
very
couple years ago.
Asian, like lava hot.
Wait. You like it more than
Mustafar hot, yeah.
98.3?
135. And I know this because I got a mug for Father's Day that has an app that lets me set the temperature of my coffee, and it will
Ooh.
keep it that temperature.
The dream.
Ooh.
It's
That's wild.
amazing.
Can you
I
just
know.
answer, Berto? Can you ever just answer a straight fucking question with a fucking one answer?
Do I?
What are you drinking out of this, Roberto? You
Americano. Definitely Americano. Before I was married to my wonderful and amazing wife. No, my line late high school and early college, when I was with my girlfriend from that time, who was half Puerto Rican and half Mexican, was that I like my coffee like I like my women, light brown and bitter. So I'm definitely going Americano.
Okay. Doug?
Americano as well because I like milk and sugar in my coffee.
Affogatos are also sweet because ice cream, sir.
Yes, but affogato is too sweet. There's a
Okay,
difference.
fine.
For
Okay.
me,
We have avocado toast.
They cost $200.
I got the weirdest thing. I asked for avocado toast.
Actually,
Coffee.
I'll go last, but I got a question. What's up, Daniel?
Cold brew.
Choose wisely.
Cold brew. Cold brew is amazing. JHG, since I kind of ruined it earlier, but I'll give you the stage to correct my wrong.
Oh no, it's black
Wrong
coffee,
one.
straight up black coffee right there.
Nothing in it. Just
Nothing in it, straight up.
pot.
Just
Okay.
hit me.
Okay.
Yep.
So
exactly.
So where I come from, wherever that is, because it's not. I do not come from Wisconsin. Just so you know. Wherever that is, Americano is just espresso and water, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, because Doug said
but it's the closest I can get to milk and sugar.
It's what you
closest one out
get.
of them.
It's
To
what
me.
you get when when the people are like, oh, we're out of regular coffee, we have to brew it, and then you just get like it's espresso with water, which is just regular coffee.
But it's
a
watered down espresso.
Yes, it's a nonsense drink. Like
Yeah.
if you were gonna get regular coffee, you could get it Americano. Like none of it makes sense. It's
Okay. Well, I started after my heart issues. I started getting Americanos because it was watered down coffee and it wasn't as strong as black coffee. So that's why I started getting Americanos. So then that's why I asked Doug, what's up with the cream and sugar in Americano? Because then to me, it's not Americano because it's just
not.
water
It's not.
and
It
espresso.
is a bastard. It's a bastardized
It's
Americano.
I think.
Okay,
and
cool.
Look, I'm just guessing here, okay? Because someone will look this up and tell me I'm wrong, but it strikes me that an Americano is like people in Italy like these fucking people don't drink espresso. Throw some water in it, so it's like the bullshit coffee they have at home,
Yep.
which is just what we call black coffee. And that is essentially what it is. Like you
I
can
don't
get an
think
Americano, or you can just get a cup of coffee.
That sound logic.
I agree.
I have a quick coffee. I have a quick coffee question. Have any of you had espresso and also Cuban coffee?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cuban coffee is like it's espresso wanted to be more angry.
Yes. Well said.
Do you know how we got our first coffee maker?
Was it from a Cuban person?
No. My mother was making essentially like traditional like Caribbean coffee, which it's a long strainer. It's a long like
Oh, right.
Long strainer, huh?
It's
I've seen
it's very long. And her friend came over, who was like my little brother's friend's mom, came over, and my mom made this like excellent, like it's like a Cuban coffee. It's like it's like very special. And talk amongst yourselves. And so then like a week later, this woman comes over with like a coffee. It's like a dual like regular coffee maker with an espresso maker with the little like
the
thing.
frother?
Like,
Steamer,
oh yeah, like
frother.
and my mom's like, why? What? Like, thank you. This is amazing, but why? And she goes, I felt so bad last week when you were making coffee out of a sock. And like, God bless this woman that she drank it. She thought my mom was so broken poor that she was making coffee through a sock and she still drank it. And then she brought this nice gift and did not even think like, no, this is actually like a very like
a legit
like thing that people will pay an extra $4 for. But like, and that's how our house got our first coffee maker.
I mean, or you can go the opposite direction. You just go straight to Turkish coffee.
Is that like Turkish delight?
No, but
no, those are very different.
Turkish coffee.
Baron Zemo here, yeah.
Turkish coffee is
Turkish coffee is really good. It comes in the little gold thing, and it's it's beautiful. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's amazing. I would just scoop the bottom out and just.
If I did that, my heart would go 8,000 beats per minute, and I can't drink that shit.
Doug would turn into a hummingbird, just like
it'd be like here's Buddy Rich playing on my heart for fucking 5 hours. No thanks, I'll pass.
Doug would be sucking nectar out of flowers.
Wait, what does this mean?
Civet.
What is this?
Oh,
what is that?
Somebody explain Civet because I'm not explaining that. Somebody else do that.
Is this a mistake to ask? I'm sorry.
It's when you drink someone's coffee enema.
Oh God, what?
No, I don't know that for sure.
No,
no one wanted to say, so I just came up with the worst thing I could think of.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, wait, if it's what I think it is, it's way worse.
Worse?
There's nothing worse than that. Wait, what?
Basically, it's like it is something where it's coffee beans that are digested by an animal and shit out, and people clean up the shit and use the beans to make coffee.
Okay, that's not worse. That is not worse than drinking someone's coffee enema.
It's damn close.
Well, supposedly this is a delicacy, and it's like something crazy amount of money per pound for this stuff. It's like, 'cause it's
No, I would
super
drink
hard to
that.
produce.
I would drink that, but I drank the snake hooch. You guys know that story.
This is true. You've told this before.
Yeah, so I'll drink anything once.
Don't say that live.
Apparently not a coffee enema, though.
Poison hemlock.
You lie. You lie.
I do. Can I talk about my third beer because it's
yes.
You need one clearly.
It's the coffee talk.
Yes.
It's
Coffee
topical.
talk.
So do you
Coffee
remember?
talk.
Do you remember last time when we were talking about 40s?
Oh yeah, these
Yeah,
kind.
we were talking about 40s. So it's not a 40, but just in case we made it this far.
Oh yes,
yes. There's a 24
That's-
ounce of OE. How is there a 24 ounce of OE? I'm baffled.
I know you thought it was only 40 and 64, but it actually.
Yeah.
I did find
that
this.
that was my that was the 40th choice for a good while.
And this is
So
part
I
of me
feel
just
that.
torturing myself today with the shotgunning and the with everything else.
This is like
But-
your punishment for
Take-
going
take-
on beer
are
run
you-
Take
without
it. Take,
considering your health.
take an extra. Take an
Please
extra
don't.
multivitamin and ibuprofen before you go to bed, man. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to tell you. Can you please share that with your wife?
Yeah, I'm gonna go give her half of this.
I mean,
Yep.
that was the deal, right? Everything's halvesies.
Right. Yes.
There you go.
California is a community property state,
This
and
is true.
that is
Yes.
it's almost required. I will say it is
Yeah.
Whether he
it says
wants to or
it is malty.
Yes.
It does not have as harsh an aftertaste as I'd feared, because I think Mickey's probably has a pretty harsh aftertaste. This one's actually pretty smooth. It's not like Lando Calrissian Colt 45 smooth.
Right.
Colt 45 and St. Ides are the fucking worst for aftertaste. Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's awful. And St. Ides, Snoop Dogg approved
St. Ides.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's fucking high as fuck when he drinks that shit, and that shit sucks.
Let me ask you,
I-
you guys ever? Sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
No. I said I stand by my last comment on the stream before that I want to do a blind 40 tasting with people
Oh.
Do you guys
and,
ever
see,
have
and rank them.
Do you ever have a brick house?
No, I haven't in
What?
Brickhouse. No.
So Brick House was the 40 that gave back to the community. So some portion of the proceeds went back into community programs. But back in the day, the trick was so you'd get your 240s, you'd crack one, drink a big sip, put it in the freezer, drink your first one. So then your second one was like super ultra chilled, but also didn't explode. That's why you had to drink some of it first. Because you can't drink like a warm 40 is the absolutely the
Oh,
worst
it's
thing
absolutely
ever.
the worst. That is the worst ever.
Like
Warm 40 is the worst. Yeah.
no, you can't. Like
Why are y'all doing this to yourselves? This sounds terrible.
Oh, this is for either you're dirt poor or you're a college kid. Those
Yeah, I
are
was-
your options.
Or
for when you
both.
think you're
I
It's the same
was
thing.
in
Or both,
college and
yeah.
also avoided this somehow.
like I said, Doug, I only drank 140 during college. Okay, all my 40 action was between the ages of 14 and
40
17.
action.
That's right. Now my 40 action is all the time because I'm over 40. No,
Hey, Tanisha, you hear that?
but no, Lauren, I have to ask because I don't
Oh, Lauren.
I don't know a ton. I don't know a ton about your backstory. As long as you. But have you ever been poor?
I mean, I wasn't rich.
There you go. So
Yeah.
when you're in high school and you've only got like $5,
Oh,
then
see,
you're drinking. This is what you're
That's-
getting.
that's
Yeah.
so. Here's the thing: I was not rich, but also I was like a very good kid. So like I didn't do shit.
Lauren was good.
So
I was not. I was
good.
I was a horrible.
I was
too.
I was good.
Different.
I
vibe.
was a
I was
horrible.
good.
Screen
I was-
just says
I
"We're
was
good."
good, Yeah, and I was good, and I literally regret it to this day. But that's enough.
I was good until college, and then college made it all worse.
And everyone has their turning point.
Everyone's mileage may vary and will, and like there's like a wide band of results and everything. But I will say that for me, and for some people I've seen anecdotally, there are many people like me who are complete fuck ups in high school.
Cool.
Who have then gone on and done some decent things.
Yeah.
Basically I got all my partying out in high school because I lived in a college town, right? I was going to frat parties when I was like 16. Right. And then when I went to college, I was like, fuck that. I am here to study. I'm here to learn things. I don't need to. And then there's other people who absolutely wrecked themselves in high school getting into the Ivies and then got there and they were like, fucking alcohol, great, and then never graduated. So, those are two sort of extremes on the spectrum. But I'm okay. I'm okay with my path. I think it also helps me.
And it's totally valid. It's a great path.
Hey, when you grew up in a super rural Pennsylvania town and like you avoided all the people that were into drugs and alcohol, and then you go to college and you're like, oh, I am completely unsupervised. And I drank like a motherfucker. Like I drank every fucking day. It was and I drank shitty stuff. I drank the cheapest fucking shit. And it was not a great time.
All the things bottles.
So so Rolling Rock was like your middle tier then, right?
No. Rolling Rock was like the go-to for my fraternity. My fraternity could get kegs of Rolling Rock, kegs for $24.
Hey, that's not a bad deal.
We had a rugby team sponsorship by PBR, and we could basically get free kegs of PBR. It was
nice.
It was silly.
Yeah. So anyway, college, like I said, in high school, I didn't party at all. That was not a thing I did. I was so overly involved in basketball that I just didn't do anything. And then when I went to college, it's like, all right, I'm on the basketball team. And all the basketball kids like, yeah, let's go get fucked up. And I was like, what? And then like, yeah, let's go drink. And I was like, great. And I went with them and I was like, I'm going to fit in. And I did not fit in. Here's 3 beers. I was just like completely hammered up. It was
I'm a little bit drunk because I'm drinking. I'm a little bit drunk.
I was not a little bit drunk. I was a lot drunk.
Drinking.
What the fuck was that?
Right, that was amazing. Whatever it was.
That was perfect. That was honestly perfect.
That's also
Perfectly placed.
Like low key terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely times like in my younger life, especially like high school, college, when we would say like, you know what, this thing should really be reversed. You should be able to drink when you're 16, but not drive till you're 21. Like you should have some time to figure out your actual limits and like what that's all about before you're ever allowed to drive. Now, I don't know if I agree with that now, but like it made sense to me at the time of like, because I also like didn't get a driver's license until I was 22, and by the time I got to college, I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Thank you.
Definitely. Very creepy. Very, very
I'm a
creepy.
little bit drunk. I'm a little bit
Too
drunk,
whispery. It's because it's whispery.
It's ASMR. Get with what the kids like.
Wait, is that the cousin of the person who sings "Taste the Biscuit"?
Probably. I can only dream. I can only hope. That would be great.
It's whole family.
Wait. Here it is. Taste the biscuit. ASMR. Taste the biscuit. Let's go.
Well, it tastes a biscuit, but she sings it like by candlelight,
Oh yeah, it's the nighttime after dark show version with the drinking.
Yeah, which is going to be happening soon here.
This is clearly
Because y'all
Not
are off the,
clearly.
y'all off the
Clearly, yeah,
rails.
we're, yes.
Right.
That is true.
Right.
Sorry.
So, JC, what do you have?
Oh yeah.
You get
My
better.
friends at Port City and their Dunkel.
Yes.
Lord.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Uncle
probably
baby.
delicious.
Y'all have this? I was like, y'all are responding like you know it.
No, but Port City makes great beer. We've had it.
Okay, that's fair.
And Dunkel's is
Oh, that's
fucking great
beautiful.
beer.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Ooh.
Lauren, Port City's one of those places that makes every beer pretty much to style and really delicious.
Okay.
I mean-
I was like, I think that I have had at least one from them before, and I was like, oh, this is great. But I also am in a totally different part of the country. So.
And
So-
you would have had more if the
Right.
postal service would not have fucked it up. But
So a story I like to tell about Port City was they're one of JC, I think you might have heard me tell this, but when I went to the GABF, which shout out to the GABF, which is next week.
Right.
I will not be there, but what I do learn when I go to the GBF and big beer festivals like that, especially GABF, I will take one beer because there's like 800 breweries there. So I'll take one beer, and if it's good, I'll try another one. If it's bad, I'm out of there. So
Is it Great American
at Porter Beer
Beer
Festival.
Festival. Correct.
Yep.
Okay,
Correct.
I got it. Figured it
So
out.
I ended up being at Port City and drinking, I think, 12 of their beers straight before I found one that was even remotely questionable. And then I just said, I was like, I got to get out of here because I'm not going to be able to taste
Danger.
anything.
Never going to leave.
So,
Never going to leave.
so Port City
so
is
danger
one of
in a
those
good way.
breweries. It's it's great. It's really,
I'm
really
into
good
it.
stuff. So
It's a really
DC. They're in DC. Yeah.
Okay.
They're actually like 5 minutes away from me, and
Oh,
they're a small
jealous.
place, and
Jealous.
they do food trucks out front, music.
Wait, JC, are you in DC?
Yeah.
I'm outside
basically.
of DC
Outside.
Where?
He's like
for
basically
about half an hour.
He's
Virginia
DC.
or
now.
Maryland?
He's in DC.
what was
Virginia.
what was the brewery we were at, JHG? We were at Dad 2.0, and it was in
Blue
DC.
Jacket.
Both Blue Jacket,
Jacket.
and we walked out,
Blue
and that,
Jacket.
and that one person walked out, and I was like, that person is inebriated, and that person couldn't fucking walk. And then they
So-
walked
Yeah.
back into the place, and I was like, holy shit. It
So
was Blue Jacket?
Yeah, it was a Blue Jacket.
Chocolate City. Have you been to Chocolate City?
No, I can't say that I have.
Birdo's
It's
also
like-
DCE.
I was in
Yes.
DC for
Right.
12 years. I don't know if you knew that, but I was.
I did not know that.
And
DC
also-
ish.
DC. No, I mean, for a while I
He
was
was in
in
DC.
DC because I lived in.
DC proper, yeah.
Oh yeah, I lived in Southeast.
Mhm.
That whole area, Southeast, has changed so much.
Oh yeah, like the whole the Trinidad, the whole 8th Street corridor, like it's amazing. But the
It's-
other one I want to if you haven't been yet, in Hyattsville, Streetcar 82.
We need to work on that.
Yes. So Streetcar 82 is a deaf-owned, deaf-run brewery in Hyattsville. Pretty much all the staff there are deaf. The head brewer is deaf. They do ASL classes. They have food trucks. Like they have really good beer. But my personal connection is that Mark, who runs it, we used to coach rugby at the Model Secondary School for the Deaf, which is a deaf high school in DC. And then we also founded and coached a deaf senior men's rugby team. But he was the athletic director at MSSD for a long time and unfortunately got laid off and was casting about and was trying to get like other school jobs, other government jobs. But he'd been a home brewer for a really long time. And he convinced another guy who worked at MSSD who another guy who worked at the school who we also played rugby with to open a brewery. And they opened a tiny little brewery in Hyattsville, and they're doing very well. And it's a great spot. So if you ever find your way up to Hyattsville, if you're really seeking out like something new and different you haven't had,
Always.
Please go to Streetcar 82. If Mark's there, tell him I sent you.
All right.
But but it's an awesome
it's a
place.
broken link.
Oh no!
No, it works. It went right to it.
All right,
Nice.
when I clicked on it, didn't. So sorry.
Well, your internet
Your
is
DNS.
But also when I lived up in Mount Rainier, just off of Bladensburg was a place called Chocolate City Brewing, and they had it was like a little warehouse spot where they brewed beer and had food trucks and stuff like that. So I didn't know if they were still going, but they were there. That was a cool spot too.
Chocolate City Brewing.
Yeah, their online store. When I go to, it takes me to something called Weebly.com, which is not.
Well, Weebly's like they're like
hosting people.
Squarespace.
Your
They're
hosting
like
service,
hosting
like Wix
service,
or
yeah.
Squarespace, right?
Yeah, but it was giving me an error that it was not safe. So I had to look.
No, yeah,
Chocolate
that's
City
unfortunate.
Brewing.
I understand. I'm also on a computer that is like my work computer that I use, and
There you
they're very tedious about what you can go.
They're
to.
like, Doug, don't
Well,
look up
that's the
alcohol
first
while you're on your
Doug,
work.
You'd be surprised how many restaurants and breweries don't have SSL. You'd be surprised.
Doug, if you weren't
would not be.
surfing porn at work, maybe they would lighten up.
I do not surf porn at work ever.
It's a joke.
How much do you sleep at work?
That strong denial, the strong denial is shady. Just saying.
Chocolate City Brewing closed in 2014.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Oh, bummer.
That's
But
too bad.
other things, Streetcar 82.
Streetcar
Yeah.
82, which is named after the streetcar that used to run up that street in Hyattsville.
Lauren,
Oh,
I think
okay, yeah.
Definitely gonna check it out.
Lauren, you have to specifically answer for this comment, please.
What? Manny, shh, no.
Manny, you know who her costume is, Manny. Of all
Come
people,
on.
you would know.
Yeah, come on.
What would
Can
be
you
great?
please
What would be
tell
great
me
if we
what's
were
so
all in
great
furry
here?
costumes, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Sir, get it
I mean,
together.
that'd be so much fun.
Doug, we got a Halloween
tell us, that's all.
show coming up and no one's invited yet. Doug,
And
it's wide
Oktoberfest
open.
too, yeah.
And Oktoberfest, y'all. So
Yep.
y'all want to show up at Oktoberfest or Halloween
And Daniel, you got to show up for Oktoberfest. That is someone.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
free.
I end up ordering the box I posted in the group actually.
Nice.
So I'll have a choice of those 12 beers. I'll have to choose a couple. So
Yep. Excellent.
I haven't had an Oktoberfest yet. Wow. Don't
I
even
had-
have
I
any in
I
the fridge.
have two in the fridge here. My in-laws here. So
Don't even have any in the fridge. I am slacking, Doug.
No, I have had one Oktoberfest. Guess what I had? I had an NA Oktoberfest by Bravas,
Oh, Bravas, nice. I haven't had the Bravas one yet.
which was mediocre.
Okay.
Another furry has arrived.
There he is.
Can we not label the
just
situation?
going-
I don't like labels. I don't.
I'm
wanna
just
be
going
labeled.
solidarity. I'm just going solidarity.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Roberto.
Well,
I-
I have a Tigger. I think I have a Tigger tail from a Winnie the Pooh costume thing upstairs. Maybe.
I
So-
was
Come on,
called a
Daniel.
furry many times on the internet recently
Oh, specifically.
because of this hat.
Wow.
Were you offended by that?
No, I don't care.
Huh?
People on the internet can say things. No, I was
Oh, and they do.
I went
Oh,
to the reverse.
People on the
So I'm
internet
a-
say things.
people. Man, I've been a very rabid Oakland Athletics fan for many years, and they
I'm
are
sorry.
moving away. And the fans.
Wait, where are they
organized,
going?
Las Vegas.
Sin
Las
City.
Vegas.
Another one?
Another one. So, but the fans, this was the first ever, as far as we know, the first ever fan organized giveaway. So a fan group, the Oakland 68s, organized a giveaway of T-shirts that said "sell" to try to encourage the owner to sell the team and to someone who would keep them in Oakland. They printed up 10,000 T-shirts that they gave away at this game, and it was called the reverse boycott. So the idea was to pack the stadium, right, with people wearing these sell shirts. I ended up getting interviewed by somebody, I didn't know who it was, but it ended up on all of the CBS Sports social media channels. And I was wearing this hat in the interview
Naturally.
for a variety of reasons. But yeah, I did not know. Then of course, like everyone I know is like saying, I saw this on Instagram, I saw this on Twitter, and I ended up but also you read the comments because then I I didn't know that. So I read the comment. Yeah. I got called a furry a lot. So I gotta just gotta go solidarity with Lauren here on the whole not a furry, just a guy in a costume thing.
I mean, it just, it's not necessarily that. I'm just in an outfit.
That's right. But gang, I got a jam. I'm gonna go try to get back into my wife's good graces by like cleaning the kitchen or something before it gets too late. That is a bizarre hat. I will say, nice. I will say to Greg, amazing, surprising, wonderful win by your Browns last week. I hope they can keep it up, even though, I would probably have to file a Title IX against your quarterback. Which I will say, like, this week has been super busy and stressful for me because I've been having to file like Title IXs all week. And that's so it's on my mind. Good luck.
I have nothing to say about the Browns. We're good.
You are good. You're good. You're undefeated, on pace for 16, 17 wins this year.
I just like throwing Joe Burrow around. I think that was really fun. I enjoyed that. Anyway.
At our house, his name is all one word. It's Joe Burrow. So good old Joe Burrow did not have a good day. The Browns,
Doug, you're muted.
Out of you. And
too bad, too sad.
Joe Burrow. It's just one word.
Joe Burrow. Exactly.
Joe Burrow.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go try to be useful to my family.
Do what you
thank
need to
you
do.
guys.
Send our best to everyone over there.
I will. Lauren, Daniel, GHG, everybody. Thank you for
We're
participating.
gonna miss you in the after party. If you're
I'm
allowed
gonna send
to.
Tanisa. I'm gonna send Tanisa to the after party so you
Please.
guys can actually have a good time.
I was gonna say, if you're allowed to come out with the cool kids later, we'll be here.
We'll see. But also just thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who ran. Thank you to everyone who propelled themselves forward. Thank you to everyone who shared the race so that other people might donate, even if you're not able to. That's a huge part of it. And, this has been another amazing year of 40 for 40. And I'm looking forward to next year, man, when I will probably run 0.23 seconds even slower.
Thank you for everybody who
Get
ran.
on
Thank you.
rhythm.
Thank you for everybody who is committed to family.
Absolutely. Thank
Yes.
you all so much. And I'll see you all around.
Thanks, Berto. Good luck.
Hey, Bruno.
There's
Don't
still
get that-
time this year, by the way. You can still donate. There's still a
Yeah.
chance that we might have to drink things based off of donations.
Yeah, let's do it.
Indeed.
Berto, go get your wife some White Claws. Come on now. She's probably going to come after me for that but anyway.
But I was told there ain't no laws.
There are no laws with White Claws, right? So Charles said, Daniel, what box? But then Charles said, hey, I found it.
This is the Untapped Oktoberfest beer box. So it's got a mixture of the OGs with the American versions. So there's some pretty unique ones in there too. I think there is one from Wayfinder outside of Portland, and so there's some really interesting ones there. And Wayfinder, they're making a lot of super interesting log. Yeah, it ain't cheap. Yeah, again, I had to basically shuffle around some discretionary funds basically just to be able to get it for sure, because you had the base plus the shipping. I mean, honestly, I decided to get it because I never see, like, there's 3 or 4 breweries in that box I never see in NYC, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it just for these beers because I can get the other stuff anytime I want for the most part, but I'm not gonna get Wayfinder. I'm not gonna get Live Oak up here. There's a couple of those I'm gonna do it just for those. I'll take the hit this month basically, and I'll just not get something else as expensive this month basically to offset it. So
that's fair. We got to make beer, like, when you care about beer, sometimes you got to make beer choices.
Yeah.
Yes. So at this point, y'all, this is where we're at. When I made that transition, I thought 10 seconds was too long, but the last 3 seconds really gives me pleasure.
so
I don't
good.
know why. It's just like, anyway.
Because you're about to take a sip of something. It sounds like
It's true.
Yeah.
It is. It's the lead up.
Oh, it's that anticipation of
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Daniel. Yes, you got it. You got it. I'm like, this is too long, and then I'm like, no, it's not too long. Just perfect. And what also is, in my opinion, just perfect. Miss Lauren Yee.
Yeah.
You want to review what you had? You want to tell us what you had? Or?
What you drink?
Well, I've had one beverage.
Yeah, but that beverage is fucking heavy.
But that beverage is like 4 times the strength of my first beverage.
Right, exactly.
One beverage. It is just this one. Oh god.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous of this.
I may be messaging you to
Looks great.
try to get you to send me one of those. So,
Let me see if I can find it again. This one, because this one was gifted to me, which was great.
Jude the Obscure is a great fucking name for a goddamn beer.
It is.
And I mean, I was like, this very like simple, like little lion guy, and it's very drinkable, and it's a Danger 13.3, which was enough because it was the one beverage. But I also have not eaten dinner, so it was great.
Well, you just
And
said dinner like you haven't had dinner, so yeah.
So this is where I'm at. But it was great. I loved it. Who else?
All right.
I loved it. We love you, Lauren. Just understand that. I'm just making fun of you because you're my bud.
And guess first. So, or Lauren, you're a co-host, but we'll go to Daniel next if Daniel wants to talk about what he.
So I actually had a couple in between what we were talking, and I was still involved in conversation. Completely forgot about them, but yeah. So I had a bit earlier. I had a bit earlier, but I had a couple more in between. So I had after the bitter, I had days, your, which is you have it. It's a 10 Plato Czech Pilsner from Threes. Then I had Threes their Hellas, what might have been. And then what I'm drinking right now is this one is it's a collab with Odd Colony, Land Beer brewed with elderflower, and so for me, like for me, I think the Czech Pilsners, my definitely 1, Bitter 2, Hellas 3, the Land Beer just because it's a little bit more floral than I'm used to, so that's why I don't like it as much as the other stuff, but it's still pretty damn tasty. And I've got a couple Oktoberfests, like I mentioned before, in the fridge, so we'll go down that road later.
Also, Daniel, what's going on with your side hobby projects?
Oh yes, yeah. So so unfortunately, due to all of the co-hosts with Quattro K, please, we did have to kind of go on semi or permanent hiatus or whatnot. But I'm still pushing out stuff on Live on Tap. I got another episode that's about to get posted momentarily this evening. Got a little bit behind because I was wrapping up work and commuting out here to my in-laws for Rosh Hashanah this weekend. So Lashana Tava Mutika to everyone out there for that. And I'm still doing that. I have I'm deliberating about kind of floating back into the different spaces out there. A lot of it's contingent upon when I get a system revamp here because I'm on a somewhat so this is a 7-year-old laptop I'm on right now, so I definitely need to get a little bit of an upgrade before I move. Yeah, it can do what I need to do for the most part, but I definitely need to kind of push for an upgrade, and I keep pushing it back because we're moving in April, we're doing this now,
Life happens.
Life happens,
Kids happen and wife happens.
2 kids. My cat passed away on Sunday as well. So
yeah, I saw that. Sorry, man. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
It really
yeah.
Hey, animals are family, y'all. We know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they're furry. Oh wait.
Hey y'all. Get it together.
Thank you, Daniel.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
HG, what are you drinking? And what were you drinking?
Well, I was drinking the Stroop. The Stroop was excellent.
Yeah, it's a Stroop waffle beer, y'all. Does it actually taste like
waffle
Stroop
stout?
Yeah, does it taste like it?
It did. It did.
Okay.
I didn't have another one to compare it to because I'd had it for so long. So I don't know how well it held up.
JHG, your background's a 9.5 though. It's really
yeah. Oh,
no, it's gone up.
Thank you.
It was 9 before. Anyway, go on.
Lawrence is a 9.2 because of all the sticky notes.
Yeah. But our friends with Black Viking there.
Black Viking.
Yeah.
Black Viking doing
I always mix them. I mix that beer up with Liquid Intrusion. And
well, they're the same area. So,
no.
Right.
They're both black, so everything black is the same. Yeah,
black, blackity black. We get
right. I get the black brewers mixed up, literally. But anyway, go on.
This was really good. I wish there was more of this. They didn't make any more, so
no, they didn't.
One and done.
Well, there's one in the postal system, or two in the postal system
somewhere. Yeah, a couple of them out there somewhere.
Some postal workers enjoying the shit out of that if they haven't already.
Fuck that DeJoy guy, by the way. This is my time to say fuck DeJoy because he's not Joy at all. And
then our friends at Port City with the Dunkel. Excellent. I don't care. Like Greg said, whatever Port City makes, it's good. You can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't. Everybody, even Dane, we all know.
Yeah.
So, Doug, what's going on?
All right. So I have 4. None of them were bad. All of them were good. Let me just say that from the giddy up. I'm pretty stoked with what we had. So this is from Beer Tree Brewing, which is just up the street from me. This is their Little Lager, Lift Lager. It's a Schwartz beer. It was 4.8%. It was a good representation. Not great. This was a better representation of, they call it a black lager. It's a Schwartz beer. It's Basement from Crooked Mouth Brewing, which is near to the North Brewing, which I'm very close to. And this is going to surprise you. Third was Dragon's Milk Red Keep, which was their Imperial Red Ale. Very, very good. But it was eclipsed by the North Brewery's Darkness, which Darkness was this very smooth 9.5% Imperial Stout. It drank like it was like 5. This was, listen, the North Brewery is a brewery that I talk about all the time. I'm going to have the head brewer is going to come on here at some point. The head brewer and owner of this place. Listen, they are known for their stouts. This was the best stout they've had from there. I really, really think it's smooth, super drinkable. I was really blown away. And I'm not blown away by their stouts because I know how good their stouts are. That's how good this stout is. So, yeah.
Wow. So, I got to come north for that.
Yeah. Greg, what do you have?
I had this, and that's all I had something else at the beginning, but it's gone now. But so it was a Lagunitas thing. It was all right. This is pretty good though. This is actually all I had. Moving all these boxes and all this stuff around. I kind of lost track of my beers, but it's fine now. We're good on that. But this is very nice. Yeah, life happens. We're back to that. And this is pretty good, Doug. You already talked about it. It's rare that you see I don't know if this is my first bourbon barrel red ale.
I think it is for me. That's my first bourbon barrel.
Because I've been around, so I don't think that this is my first one. But it's really good, and it's from New Holland, which is a brewery that I trust and love and respect, and been there. So, JHG, I'm going to give you the final word, only because you have a big event next week, and also it's a big time for you professionally. So I just want you to play us out as Bill O'Reilly said when he went on his tirade. And
we'll do it live.
I want you to play us out with last words on what's going on next week and how you feel about it and all that shit, and then we'll get out of here. All
right. Home Dad Con happening next week, starting on the 21st, going to the 23rd. And some Wednesday activities going on before that, a little brewery tour going on. But it's It's
Which
11
brewery,
years.
JSJ? Which brewery, JSJ?
Oh, it's a oh god, you're asking me on the fly to
The big one?
the big
I don't-
ones are Pilot Project. That's one. What was the
Oh,
other?
there's a bunch of them.
There's
I hope Lakefront's one of them.
I don't know if Lakefront is one of them.
Okay. I need to look this
I
up.
don't know.
What am I asking? Anyway,
Um,
JC, I'm sorry. I don't want to bother
anyway.
you in the details. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, there's the brewery tour on Wednesday, but Thursday is when we really kick things off. We're gonna do a 5K run, fun
bet
run,
I'm going.
which is for the Fathers Overcoming Adversity Fund. We've already we're over 20 runners now. And the registration for that was $25. So, all that money goes towards the fund, which is fantastic. We're going to do the run. Then we're going to end at Pierre Marguerite Park. I apologize if I've butchered that name, but we end at the park where we start. We're going to do a service project and clean up there. And then there's a photo walk. And at the last minute, I will toot my own horn. WPR had contacted us and wants to do an interview. So I'm going to do an interview with WPR on Thursday. We'll have Convention Eve. We're going to toast Father's Eve. If anyone is familiar with Father's Eve, a longtime supporter and contributor to the convention. We'll do a toast at 8 p.m., as is the custom with Father's Eve. And we'll get the convention rolling, and then we've got a couple of days of really great programming, all in Milwaukee. The guys that run the City Dads group in Milwaukee have done a fantastic job, not only of promoting their city, but helping to organize and work with us to make this convention possible. And it's going to be, I'm looking forward to just the array of speakers and breakouts and the things that we have to offer. Every convention has a little bit of something different, but a lot of the same stuff. And it's been a really great supporter for at-home dads and being a parent and learning how to navigate those early year waters that Greg and Doug, those early years, those first couple of years are really really hard, and this gives guys a chance to learn from guys who have done it before, learn some new skills, just hear from guys who have done it before, and learn about what's going on in the parenting realm and the parenting culture. So it's going to be we're really looking forward to it, and it's going to be my last as a member of the board. I've been on the board for 5-ish years, and most of those being president of the organization. So it's going to be a bittersweet one. I've been going since 2012, and I've been a part of this organization since 2012. So, a decade of giving my time and my efforts to them, and it's not going to stop because I'm a designer and I just want to help and contribute. But I'm getting a chance to finally step back, and after giving what I've had to give to the organization hopefully I've made it better than when I found it and when I came and when I got involved with it. So, yep, the 21st to the 23rd, Milwaukee. It's going to be fun. And yeah,
All right.
That's it.
Congratulations.
Good enough for
on your
me.
run.
Yes. And I want to one last thank you to JC and Daniel for not only joining us but for partaking in our crazy little events that we have here, whether it's a Friday stream or Oktoberfest or 40 for 40 or any of the other stuff that we do here.
Always.
Y'all are some of our biggest supporters and fans, and I don't want to say fans, but supporters for sure. And I don't know why anybody would be a fan of me and Doug, but it's all good. But supporters for sure. And yes, and we want to thank Lauren Yee for all her support and for bringing some sanity to our stream here. Sometimes
maybe.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't control what goes on here,
Especially Doug.
Especially Zach. Where was he tonight? So
Yeah, Zach wasn't even here. We went a bit off the rails.
Yeah, but now that I said his name, he's gonna be here. So I better click.
I mean,
Why are you going for 5 more hours?
He was celebrating probably with his fam too, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, we'll get a how dare you in caps here pretty soon. But
yes,
soon
on the replay.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So we'll all go out together here, y'all. We will see y'all next week. Actually, next week I will probably see JHG. But I will be here Friday for sure, and then I head to Milwaukee for a couple days. So JHG, maybe I'll see you. I probably will. JHG, I owe you some beer, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Even though I never, you've already gave me beer, and then you tried to give me beer, but the United States Postal Service did not cooperate. So,
see, the post office brings you DidJoy, not joy now. So
really changed.
Daniel, you're a wordsmith.
It's a mic drop right there.
Doug, were you done? I thought you had something. Looked like you had something.
No, just our guest next week is going to be somebody I'm super excited about. It is a black whiskey writer. She writes all about whiskey, and she's a black woman, and that is awesome. Like, she writes for a few different publications. Her name's Gabrielle Nicole Farms. It's going to be just a really interesting show, because we're going to be able to talk to her about whiskey is my thing, not so much Greg's. That's okay. But like it's just going to be interesting to have her on. So we had her scheduled, and then she had to reschedule because of some conflicts with her schedule itself. So yeah, it's going to be great. I'm super looking forward to this. Also, just this week, nobody mentioned it, and that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm just saying I turned 52 this week, and I'm almost 2 years post heart attack, and this is fucking great, and I'm so goddamn happy that I made it this far. So
balloons.
Thank you all.
I'm happy you're here. You guys are both here. So
yeah, thank you for just being here with us through this whole journey. So thank you all.
Happy belated birthday, Doug.
Yeah, and I get to use these finally. Look at that. Right. And this, right?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're getting out of here. Y'all have a good night.
Join us. Love you all. Bye.
Love you.
Click the right thing here. I can do it.